Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Tonight is open debate night, and we'll also be reacting to some viral content. Let's get into it. Actually, Gabby, you done. And you want to leave too? This is how our relationship goes. God over man, man over woman, woman over children. All right, we are back, chat. We are back, ladies and gents. So, tonight is Friday, no full panel girl show. We are giving y'all some debates and some reactions. So, first thing first, anyone that wants to join the stream tonight, go ahead and click the first link in the YouTube description. We are currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and I believe Instagram as well. If you're tuned in on Instagram and Facebook, and if you want to go ahead and join the stream and debate me on any topics, go ahead to YouTube. It's going to be the first link in the YouTube description. That's going to be the link to join the stream. Then that link is also pinned in the YouTube comments. You click that link, you can go ahead and join the stream. But before we get into debates, we are going to react to some viral content that some of my supporters sent over to me. So let's get into normal schedule programming. We got a few other links in the description. The second link is going to be for the members. So I think we just got some members today. Shout out to Lord Geatron. Okay, the audio is good. All right, shout out to Lord Geatron in the building, holding it down. Day one supporter. We got Brian Price. Welcome to the gang. Welcome to the gang. He joined the membership. And, you know, to anyone that supports this podcast and you haven't joined a membership, you get a lot of special perks and, you know, stuff like that when you become a member. If you support the podcast, become a member. We got 3 tiers. First tier is gang. Second tier is hitman. Third tier is mob ties. These 3 tiers, you get special perks and privileges. The next link in the YouTube description is going to be for the one-on-one coaching. If you are a man and you're in a relationship, your woman is withholding sex for compliance or she's just disrespecting you, you think I'm going to coach you on dating and relationships, but no, I got to coach you on masculinity. So sign up for some masculinity coaching because you lacking, my dog. But also, if you need some dating and relationship advice, go ahead and click that link. I coach men and women on dating and relationships, media and marketing, a bunch of other things. So click that link in the YouTube description. I got you. The next link is going to be for the Clips channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the Clips channel. If you haven't, do that now for me. And then we have all of our social media platforms in the YouTube description. We got our X/Twitter account. We got the Discord in there. We also have all of the Facebook links and the Instagram and TikTok links. So support the podcast, subscribe, and follow all of our content if you're not already. All right. So once again, tonight is open panel, full panel debate night. Normally how we run this, if you disagree with any of my content that you see out there, you have a point of contention with anything, or you're just a hater and you hate everything David Cooley X No Fugazee. You hate everything about it. Click that link, man. This is the time for you to come on stream, and I allow anyone up. I allow anyone up. So all of you comment warriors that sends hateful things, well, this is your chance, man. I do these open panels for people like you. You know, anyone can get it. Call me the can man. I'm about to be like Adrian Broner. Call me the can man, because anyone can get it. This is why we do these debate nights. All right. We got, let's see what we got here. Are we live on IG? Okay. It looks like we are live on the gram. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, we are live on the gram too. Just wanted to fully make sure. All right. So yeah, that's how you join the stream, man. And also everyone on Facebook, let me go ahead and check that out real quick, chat. Your first live, let's go. Dag, first live? Okay. Juggernaut Nova, okay. I see you. Also, anyone that wants to support the channel, you can send in a super chat, a donation on YouTube via using the super chats. And those are the chats. I read all of those chats and answer any questions you have. So you don't have to come on stream. But if you want to support the channel you don't have to become a member, but if you want to support the channel by sending in a donation, asking a question, you want me to react to a specific video that interests you, go ahead and send a super chat and I'll read your chat out loud to the audience. Let me check Facebook real quick. Make sure we are live and everything is Gucci. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, we are live on Facebook and everything does look Gucci. All right, Facebook. Okay, let's get into the first clip that we're going to be reacting to. And then we will also get into some debates as well when people start coming up. First and foremost, though, sometimes we have some issues with the link for debate night. So let me go ahead and check that now before we get started to make sure that link is working properly. We got Mike Young sends in a donation. He says, react to Jesse Lee Peterson versus Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Okay. Mike Young, if you have a timestamp, send me over the timestamp and I'll go ahead and get a reaction to that. If you have a specific, because I know, Jesse Lee Peterson content and most content that you see on YouTube is long format content. So, we're not going to react to something that's, 45 minutes to 2 hours long. If you have a specific timestamp that you want me to react to that content, we can go ahead and get that done. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now live. I do appreciate the support. Okay. Let me just check the link real quick. Oh, 1 second. More. Why isn't it coming up? Okay, let's refresh. Gotta refresh on my end. Make sure the link is working properly. We do it live, chat. Uno momento, por favor. Gracias for all my Spanish people out there. I am fluent. I'm joking. Un poquito. I know a little bit. I know a few words. That's about it. I know a few words so I could survive out there. All right, let's see. What in the world? Okay, I see what I could do here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get that pinned. Okay, cool. So the link for debate night, it does work. Let me go ahead and pin that link because it is not pinned. And I just pinned it to the top so all of the viewers can see it on YouTube. Okay. All right. Let's get into some reactions. So all of these clips are from the supporters. Most of the supporters, a lot of them are from Instagram sometimes. If you reach out to me Instagram and I happen to see your message, I'll just, if it's something good, I'll react to it. And then a lot of them are from our members. So if you are a member, you DM me, we locked in. So I'm going to see your DMs. They're going to be priority. I'm going to respond and reach back out to you right away. And also react to the content that you send me. Okay, so here's the first video. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, let's see what we got here.
Huh? Hedda.
Hedda.
Yeah.
Okay, where you from?
Norway.
I know. Okay, I would love to, take you out though.
You should.
I should?
Yeah.
Can I get a kiss?
No.
On the cheek?
Homie said, can I get a kiss? Bro, why are you asking a chick for a kiss that you just met on the street? And if she would have said, yeah, he would have definitely kissed her on the lips. This is the wild thing with these young boys out here. This is the wild thing. Homie would have definitely kissed a random John on the lips that he just met. Crazy things, crazy things. Let's continue on.
How you think our kids will look?
Our kids?
Yeah.
It would look perfect.
Yeah, they would.
Right?
Time out to Bro Game. Bro Game is super weak, man. Bro Game is super weak. One, he's talking entirely too slow. How you think our kids will look? He's leaned over his shirt. He got a collared shirt, and underneath it, he got a regular black tee underneath it, and it looks baggy. Homie looks super skinny, so he has it double layered. I used to do this when I was a skinny dude. I used to like triple or quadruple layer my shirts back in the day when I was a young boy weighing about 140, 150 pounds and still 6'4". I used to definitely have to triple the shirts up so I could look a little thicker under there. So yeah, he's talking to this chick. And mind you, back then it was like in style, like baggy clothes was in style when I was that young. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was also in style to kind of double up your shirts anyway. I remember 50 Cent was brolic, and homie was still doubling up his shirts. He would wear 2 do-rags on his head. Surprised he ain't wear 2 fitted caps back then in early 2000s. But what you're witnessing here is this guy spitting game to this woman, and the description says that I guess that she has a husband. We didn't see him show up yet, but maybe it looks like he will show up. But so far, his game is super weak. And in regards to her behavior towards the man, she's super accepting of this behavior, which means that this weak game, which the guy is, you can say this type of hairstyle when it's closed, this is not attractive to the general population of women. So a woman accepting of weak game and also an unattractive man, we would have to conclude that she is a 304. She's for the streets. Let's continue on.
Because you were, really good looking, and I would, love to, take you out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's when homie popped up. Hey, listen. Homie popped up very quietly and subtle with his arms around, like, didn't say anything. And my my psychoanalysis of this, I would say, right off the bat, she runs the relationship because she's on camera talking to another man, and you see that he lacks masculinity. You have to read body language. He walked up with his head down. Yeah, he has his phone in his hand as well. Totally fine. But if you see a man talking to your woman, or if you're just walking in the street, period, as a masculine man walking up to people, your head should not be down. So he lacks masculinity. So therefore, it concludes that she runs this relationship. Let's continue on.
Yeah, so, okay, y'all are a thing already.
We are a thing.
Oh, okay, you got you one.
I got you, Mike Young. Okay, I see you in here. Okay, so you said that the video of the Jesse Lee Peterson video is 17 minutes long. I'll go ahead and react to that. I'll react to that after I get to the videos that the supporters sent me today, and I'll go ahead and get that reaction. And also, Mike Young, if you have a link to that video, that may be easier as well, so I don't have to do a crazy search. Send me a link to that video. Thanks, man. Let's continue on.
We are married.
You're married?
Yeah.
Can I?
So she just confirmed that we are married. And look, her husband is such like a female, and the roles of the man and the woman is inverted, which means that it's reversed. It's upside down, where she took on the man's role and he took on the female's role. And his head is still down answering the guy. He never looked the man in his eyes. Never once looked him in his eyes. He says, we're married. Let's continue on.
Can I give you one more kiss?
No, it was just that one.
Oh, he said, can I give you one more kiss? And he said this in front of, and think about this. As a man, you know that there's a potential threat of violence that could take place when you're around another man, and especially around another man and his woman. So the man and her husband in the white and green jacket, he's such, emasculated as a man, and he's such a woman that the dude in the red, he doesn't even feel that it's a threat. He doesn't feel threatened by this guy. So he's like, can I have another kiss? Disrespectful. Homie is disrespectful, but you got to give it to him, because guess what? If that dude was walking up to me like that while I was talking to his John, it would have been even worse. It would have been worse. It would have got very disrespectful. In the olden days, I would say. Right now, I'm pretty professional. Listen, man, I ain't got time for none of that. But in regards to this dynamic, and I'll continue to play the video on, it's funny because, like, the guy in the red, he feels no threat. He sees no threat, because the man in the white and green, her husband, is such a beta. Such a beta.
One last one.
Right? It was just that one.
You kissed this guy?
No, he kissed me on the cheek.
Okay. Wait, are y'all really?
And he says, oh, you kissed this guy? No, he kissed me on the cheek. And he's surprised. Wait, are y'all really married?
Married?
Yeah.
Why did you let me kiss you?
On the cheek?
I get.
Norwegian. That means hey, how you doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I tell you how you doing again?
No.
And this is how you know. It's like if his woman gets smashed, it's like, oh, he walks in the room while his woman is getting plowed by a big black guy, and he's like, oh, this is Norwegian. It's fine to have my woman get plowed by another man. You doofus. The thing is, he tried to admit he's such a beta, and the woman runs the relationship that even when she does wrong and he knows that it's wrong, he makes an excuse to excuse her wrongdoing. This is pitiful.
Oh, okay, my bad. What's your name?
Man, whoever sent this clip, this was a good one. This was a good one. So that concludes the clip. That does conclude this clip. Hey, get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. We got a lot of people watching right now. Go ahead and get the likes up. Well, on all three platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Support the channel, like the podcast. I'm breaking everything down systematically for y'all. And I didn't review none of this. This is just stuff just right off the top that people sent me. All right, let's get to the next clip. Also, real quick, anyone that wants to join the stream, if you disagree, and one of the reasons why I like to do these reactions too, with the open panel debates, because it gives the people that maybe never watch my content to get an understanding of my worldview. So if they disagree with the things that I'm speaking about, it gives them a chance to come on up. So don't be a comment warrior or comment like, oh, Cooley, what you're talking about, you're wrong. You don't have to do that today. You can go ahead to YouTube and click that link and come on up and join the stream and debate me like a man. All right, let's go ahead and close this one out. and get into the next one. Shout out to, man, homie is always supporting. Shout out to Juan Martinez. He done gifted 10 No Fugazee memberships today.
No Fugazee. Fugazee.
He just gifted 10 No Fugazee memberships. Anyone that gets a membership, and also, Juan, I do see your comment. Yo, 300K, my dude. Let's go. Yes, let's go. 300K subscribers on YouTube. They tried to cancel me. They thought Cooley was over. They thought it was the end of No Fugazee podcast. No, man. I'm just getting started, and I got a lot of new things coming for y'all and starting up some new podcasts for y'all, too. So y'all going to like it, man. The growth continues on. I will never stop. All right. Oh, yeah. So Juan Martinez gifted 10 people memberships. We got Jimmy, Tina, Ed Hill, Dark, Spida, tons of other people in here. DME, you were gifted a membership. If you were gifted a membership, remember to renew your membership at the 30-day mark. You will be notified via email on your Gmail or whatever email that you have attached with watching this stream. So yeah, you was gifted a membership, so just remember to renew that membership when it comes. All right, let's get to some more content for you guys. Okay, let's see. Let me share my screen. Yep, looks about right. All right, so this is a video from one of the supporters. It reads, how to beat the boyfriend defense. How to beat the boyfriend defense. Okay. Is this maybe a clip just like the other one? Let's see.
I want my kids to have hair like that. How do you do it? Can we make that happen? You got a man? Can I get your Instagram with you?
You see how she said it? He said, you got a man? She said, yeah, but she's smiling like she left it open. It's open-ended. Like she's still like she's welcoming to him greeting her. This is signs already of a 304, a whore. She got 1 foot out and 1 foot in, meaning that she will monkey branch to another man at the drop of a dime if that man meets her qualifications.
Like you know, you never know. Like life happens, you know. So just if something happens, you can let me know.
You see his game. I don't know if you caught that. She said, yeah, I got a man. He said, well, you know what I mean? Can we, you know what I mean? Can I talk to you? Da-da-da. Like if life happens, you know, something happened, you can hit me up. He's already putting himself in position as the monkey branch guy, the side nigga, meaning that the current guy that she's in a relationship with, if she's unhappy at any moment, she is going to be aware that she has a potential replacement of a man. And most women generally, they tend to operate from this standpoint, even if they aren't as open like this woman is currently in the video. Most women just have other options. They get a bunch of DMs. They may not even open them, or if they do open them, they see potential future mates if in case something happens to the relationship that they're currently in. It's like, oh, I could hit up this guy, I could hit up that guy. So women are always, you know, even if they don't have an Instagram, just by being a woman, you're still advertising yourself. This is why, I mean, it makes sense from a cultural standpoint why the Muslims make the woman wear the, you know, the full body hijabs and stuff like that to cover up their beauty. And I'm sure, you know, even with the full body sheet over you, dude's still gonna walk up. They're gonna be curious, like, man, it looked like she could have a nice waist to hip ratio in between this entire sheet that she has over her. So men are gonna be men regardless. The thing is, you can cover up the female's beauty, but the main thing is to instill, one, to pick a woman that's not going to be susceptible enough to allow a man to penetrate her defenses. And also pick a woman that's mentally there and not, let's see, so, what's the word? Just so open, choosy. Just always looking for another option, right? So you want to choose wisely, but then also you want to instill certain traits into the woman to let her know, like, listen, I don't tolerate certain behaviors. So even if you think like you're going to act a certain way, you're not going to deserve this relationship with me. I will break up with you. And not saying that you're a mind reader, but just you got to instill the fear of God in a woman to let her know that you will leave her. And the only way that she will have the fear of God if you do leave her is if you are a masculine man and on your job. If you can barely keep a job, you're not treating a woman, properly. The relationship is like half-assed. It's like you're barely doing anything. And you're barely holding up your end of your gender role as far as being a protector and a provider, things like that. She's not going to have the fear of God in her if you leave her. She's going to be like, well, nigga, we barely in a relationship. We having sex. We got on a few dates, like da-da-da. Like, this ain't really nothing. You barely a man. I don't have the fear of God in me. If you leave me, cool, I'll just go get another dude. He can definitely replace your little job, the little things that you are doing. And those women, the love isn't really real and isn't really genuine, but those men is lacking on a multitude of things. But I'll rest my case there and continue on with the clip.
All right. What's your name? Henny? Like Hennessy?
I mean, you can call it that. As in Annie.
Oh, Annie, not an H. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm Annie.
Time out. Let's think about the weak game that he has. So she's black. He's black. I just seen his hands. And his game was when he walked up to her, he said, I want my kids to have hair like you got. How you get your hair like that? Like, I can see that happening to, like, you get, if a black woman gets approached by a white man, which the black woman will probably take that disrespectful, or if the black woman gets approached by any man that's not of her ethnicity, then, I want our kids to have hair like that. Like, nigga, if we have kids, it's already going to be like that. I'm black, you black. What you mean, nigga? So I say that to say that his game was real weak from the beginning. And with weak game, if you can still penetrate a woman defenses and stuff like that, that just means that she's open anyway, dog. She's open for you. And, probably any other halfway decent man that approached her.
Nice to meet you. Wait. Annie?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
That's really funny.
you might be meant to be.
N-N-Y.
Oh.
Like me. Right there.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna follow you.
All right.
And we'll talk whenever. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely got the digits, what you witnessed. He definitely done bagged her off the hip. Yeah, man, she's a slore. That's what it is. She is a slore. All right, yo, get the likes up, man. Don't be a ninja watcher. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this and share this with you guys because we got a lot of people not liking the content, and we definitely need to get these likes up immediately. And my haters gonna be like, Cooley, you don't even know how to pronounce immediately. It's doofuses. But anyways, do this for me real quick. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the bell icon so you're notified of when we go live next. So, just a quick update for everyone that's tuning in right now. Currently, I've been providing you 2 girl shows per month. So 2 full panel woman shows per month. Going into next week, it's going to be more scheduled debates and it's going to be less girl shows. So pretty much we're getting done with the full panel in-person girl shows like I told y'all before. That's going to happen like once in a blue moon if maybe I get a celebrity guest because I got a bigger studio that's getting built and everything. But, if I have, one of the homies come down that wants to do a podcast, Marquette, someone like that wants to do a show, I still have a studio where we can still get content done. Or if I have like a celebrity guest, but we want to flood it out with the panels and have the dating and relationship type of full panel dating podcast, I'll still be able to get it done, but that's not going to be the main focus of No Fugazee podcast going forward. As you can see, that already hasn't been the main focus for No Fugazee podcast going forward for about a year. I've been focusing more on debates and reacting to content, getting my perspective and my ideology out there a little bit more because, debating chicks, it becomes a pattern. It gets boring. You know what I mean? So we're transitioning into full panel debates and, more debates and also reactions that's going to be scheduled and going to be going live more often. Currently, I only been going live 4 to 6 times a month. That's going to increase to about going live 4 times a week now, since I'm going to be doing more reacting content and doing more scheduled debates, meaning that you'll know who exactly I'm debating and stuff like that. I'll still do open panel debates as well, where anyone can come on. But so that's what's to come within, by starting like next week. All right, let's see. So I see people in the chat don't know how to active listen. No one said I'm fully getting rid of the girl show, but it's going to be once in a blue moon. So when I first started the podcast 2 years ago, it was one girl show a month. That's all I was doing. I was only putting out one girl show a month, but then putting a lot of clips out from the girl shows. Then it transitioned into 2 girl show a month. Then it transitioned to 4 girl show a month. Then it went back down to 2 girl show a month. Now I'm only going to do like maybe 1 girl show a month, or whenever I have a special guest to come on, that's when I'll be doing the full panel in-person girl shows. I will be incorporating a virtual stream of dating and relationship content similar to like a Kevin Samuels type of vibe where, and I've done this before already, by doing a stream where I'm bringing up like 5 to 8 girls and we're speaking dating and relationships. Most of them are single women and they're looking for a man and we're having that discussion. So, you're still going to get that content as well from me. I'm not going nowhere as far as male and female intersexual dynamics. I'm a master at those conversations, but, going to lean into more political debates and stuff like that, geopolitics and philosophy and stuff like that, man. We also got a podcast that I'm starting, going to be coming out next month with Saint the Center. So tune in for that. We decided on a name called The Commission. Dope name. The fans all decided on that name. So that's going to be coming out next month. And then we have, the reactions and the debates. Okay, let's get back into reacting to content. Also, I'm not really reading the regular chats too much, but if we have some haters in here, if we got haters, tonight's your night. Click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments or click the link that's in the YouTube description. It's the first link. You could join the stream. We got Lord Geotron. He sends in $5. In the wise words of Lord Geotron, the biggest danger and threat to black women's in their own thinking and behaviors. Okay, the biggest danger and threat to black women is the biggest threat to black women is their own thinking and their own behaviors. You know what? I would say from a general standpoint, that's the biggest threat to all human beings, male and female, and all different ethnicities. and races, right? That's normally the biggest threat, So, I mean, you're speaking facts, though. You are speaking facts. Shout out to Lord Geatron. All right, let's get into the next clip. All right, and let's go ahead and share this now. This is a clip. As you can see, I'm tagged in this clip. I was tagged in this clip, and I brung it up. Then not also was I tagged. I was also, someone commented and tagged me in it. And also, like, two of my supporters sent me the clip from the members. They was like, bro, you got to react to this one, bro. So this one I did see. I did originally see it, but I didn't, take any notes on it. We're just going to freestyle reacting to this clip. But I watched it once, and I was like, yeah, these guys really don't understand anything. But let's go.
A video of a nigga saying, like, he was a high quality, high value man there. And everything he was saying, like, I'm 6', I got this much money. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened to character? Everything make you a high value man but your heart. But your character, about what you do when nobody looking, about how you move with your family. Everybody got everything to say, but about what it matter. Like, what makes you a high value man? Man, I make 6 figures. I'm 6'5". I'm like, what the fuck is the world like? Yo, I mean, I don't know what the world come to.
Like, let's really break it down. People are being rewarded for sucking shit. We talk about this often. Okay. So now, because you have created this standard of the clicks and people buying into it, you had the Kevin Samuels of the world. You have people that have put this agenda in our community specifically, the community that has already been separated, has been divided, has been just decimated from the beginning, systematically. Well, now you have people that are just doubling down on that and putting it on social media. So now you have people that are buying into these ideologies.
You know, like, the main source of engagement is you make somebody defend, you make somebody disagree. Exactly. And that's all that is. Yo, if you sit in front of me and you sit here and tell me you a real nigga, I know you ain't. Why you telling me? That's for somebody else to tell me about your character. You gonna tell me about your character. I don't know you. So I'm a high value man on this. Man, shut up. Shut the fuck up. None of you care. You can be tall, you can do all that. That shit matter in sports, nigga. What, you trying to get recruited? Oh, now you're getting, you two guard, nigga? Like, fuck, I care about how tall you is, nigga. You be a whole ass nigga for all I know. You care about how tall you is and how much money you get. You know how much drug dealers make a lot of money. They destroy the community. Yeah. What the fuck your money matter for?
I seen a video of a nigga saying, like, he was a high.
Okay, so we're gonna you just watched the clip. I'm gonna do it differently for you guys, and now we're gonna watch little parts of it and just break it down systematically, because these young black gentlemen, they lack critical thinking skills. So let's get right into it and break it down, and I'll be pausing it a lot.
High quality, high value man there. And everything he was saying, like, I'm 6', I got this much money. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened to character? Everything make you a high value man but your heart, but your character, about what you do when nobody looking, about how you move with your family.
Okay, so essentially what he's saying is he's seen a video of someone saying that they are a high value man, and then what the person mentioned is that they are 6 foot this, they make a lot of money, stuff like that. And he's looking at it saying, well, how does that make you a high value? Because there's so many other things that's more important. And what they lack in this clip is critical thinking. And why people sent me this clip is because I had a clip that actually went viral, where I said that, where a woman asked me a question, and I said, I'm 6'4". I pretty much said that I'm a 1% man. And then she went ahead and listed all of these values, these internal values. And then I said, you're speaking womanese, right? So let's explain this. So what they're missing is, in a male and female intersexual dynamic relationship conversation, how the woman views the man is the man needs to meet the woman's prerequisites first. So before the woman cares about what you have on the inside and your values and your morals, well, you need to meet her requirements. She needs to be attracted to you first before she gives you a chance. if that was the case, then women would be dating bums on the street because there's bums that, you know, have good hearts and that's going to be kind and nice to them. Women will be dating men that's broke, and not only dating, that's what they would prefer. Like, oh, you're not worried about the material things of the world. I'll go ahead and date you. You have all of these internal values. Great. That's what I'm looking for. No. Women don't give those guys a chance. Women have very high standards. These doofuses in the video, they lack critical thinking skills because they haven't did a full panel podcast like I've done. Or you know what? They're probably dorks. They haven't approached enough women and dated enough women and had some experience where they can know the reality of how women actually think. They lack those critical thinking skills. So, first and foremost, the reason why a man will be on a podcast and say, and give his stats that he's a 1%er, because most women want the 1%. Most women are attracted to the guys that's in the top, 10% of men. That's 6 foot plus, that's making 6 figures plus, that's in shape, that's charismatic. All of these things are prerequisites before the woman cares that if you're an actual good person or your morals and your values align together. She's not going to care about that if you got connected eyebrows, you're out of shape, and you can't keep a conversation. She's gonna be like, ew, you're a weirdo. Ew. I'm not giving you a chance. So he's a dork and he doesn't really understand anything. And not only that, he took on the woman's way of thinking. He's a man. This is something that he should know, because if he has experience with women, he would know the way women actually thinks. But guess what? He has experience of only being around women and adopting the woman's way of thinking, instead of knowing how they think, but not actually adopting it. It's two different things of knowing how women thinks, but actually adopting how women think. He adopted how women think, because when women get in their little group chats, they're like, oh yeah, is he nice? Is he this? Is he that? Actually, if we're being honest, one of the things that women ask, well, where does he work? What does he do for a living? If you peel back the layer, what does he do for a living? This insinuates they want to know if can he be a good provider and protector? So if you peel back the layer to all of this, women subconsciously even know right off the bat that they're looking for qualities in a man that does not adhere to any type of internal values, that it adheres to protecting and providing, the ability to garner resources. Let's continue on.
Everybody got everything to say, but about what it matter. Like, what makes you a high value man? Man, I make 6 figures. I'm 6'5". I'm like, what the fuck?
I am 6'4". So they probably are getting pretty close to my clip. They probably seen that clip, and he's a dork. That's all it is.
Look, is the world go? Like, yo, I don't know where the world come to.
All right, let's really break it down. People are being rewarded for sucking shit. We talk about this often. Okay? So now, because you have created this standard of the clicks and people.
No one created the standard, little guy with little braids. So no one created the standard of how things should be. No, women. It's women's standard. It's women's standard, right? So when you have these conversations with women, you don't want to be delusional. You want to live in reality and understand that their standards and their preferences, you can't change anyone's preferences. If you line up, these things are like, it's like common sense. How don't they know that women have prerequisites in a man? Women have a race preference, an income preference, a height preference. Yeah, would some women make exceptions for men if he's excelling in other areas? For sure. If he doesn't meet the height preference, her height preference could be 6 foot, but if he's like 5'10", 5'9", but he makes the income preference and he exceeds the income preference, her income standard, then she's like, oh, well, he's rich, but he's Kevin Hart height? Yeah, nigga, how do you think Kevin Hart think about it. A 5'2" man, Kevin Hart, if you take away his income, he got one thing. He funny, charismatic. Okay. That's one thing that he excels at. Other than that, it's nothing to Kevin Hart. But how was, even before he was married and he was, out there cheating and stuff too and getting multiple chicks, even Drake spoke about Kevin Hart in in one of his songs. Kevin Hart was definitely out there spinning plates. But how do you think that Kevin Hart can get women? Because women have prerequisites, and these prerequisites are they're they don't change. They're unchangeable. Height, preference, they only change if you exceed in another preference. So Kevin Hart gets these chicks because he has status and he has income. So a girl that would totally disqualify Kevin Hart because it's like, I'm not going to give Kevin Hart a chance. Like, you're not rich. Like, you don't have any status. You're short and yeah, you're funny. Okay, cool. Maybe he could smash some Johns, but most Johns would just walk past him. So this dude is silly, man. Men operate from women's standards, just like women operate from men's standards.
Well, buying into it. You had the Kevin Samuels of the world. You have people that have put this agenda in our community specifically, the community that has already been separated, has been divided, has been just decimated from the beginning. Okay,
and this is how you can tell that he lacks critical thinking skills and he has a victim mindset, because he can't have a conversation without speaking about black people and speaking about, well, they're putting this into our community and like our marginalized community. Like, they're not, where did they get this from? He has this victim mindset and he's insinuating that, well, these content creators that speaking about these prerequisites that are true that women have, and men have prerequisites too, depending on the man's standards, they have prerequisites for sure. So he's insinuating that, why are you doing this? Why are you putting this into our culture? These content creators, you're making this content and you're not speaking truth. You don't see other cultures doing this. No, nigga, it's reality. Stop thinking in your own little box that, I'm a black man and I have this black experience and my black experience is very unique to me and this is only for me and only for us. You're a dork if you think that way. There's more than things to just race. A lot more things to just race. But anyways, let's continue on.
Systematically. Now you have people that are just doubling down on that and putting it on social media. So now you have people that are buying into.
This guy said black people are systematically, these content creators are systematically putting these made up standards into the black community by creating this content. That's what he's insinuating. This guy is dumb. Man, I wish I was on his podcast. I would call him dumb. I'm like, you're an idiot. You are dumb. You lack critical. You can't think, but let me help you think, my dear boy. Let me actually help you think, and I will break things down to him. And anyone that knows me, I would say this to a man in his face. Like, you're dumb. That does not make sense. And if they want to get up and squabble, hey, we gonna get up and squabble. It is what it is.
To these ideology.
The main source of engagement is you make somebody defend, you make somebody disagree. Exactly. And that's all that is. Yo, if you sit in front of me and you sit here and tell me you a real nigga, I know you ain't. Why you telling me? That's for somebody else to tell me about your character. You gonna tell me about your character. I don't know you, so I'm a high value man on this. Man, shut up. Shut the fuck up. No, you can't.
So he's saying that, and this is how, and he actually may be the dumbest one, and you can tell he lacks critical thinking skills. This is the type of person that you can't even trust because the fat is the cold cuts is sinking out his pores. Like, if you have a neck that's that big, like, no chin, is literally where's his chin? It's just all neck. Like, if you look from the side angle, it's all neck. Why do you have 3 necks right here, bro? You really can't trust the man when he's overweight. I don't really think you can truly trust anyone if you're overweight like this. But what he's insinuating is just dumb. So he's saying that why would a man say to another man that, yo, I'm 6'5", I got all of these things going? That never even happened to you, you doofus. We're speaking about, why would a man even say that to a woman? No, it's on a podcast. We're speaking about things. Like, I would ask him if I was on the show, I was like, bro, okay, wait. Did any of your friends, or did you ever meet a guy that said, yeah, bro, I'm 6'5", I'm I make all of this money, bro. You gotta respect me. We're gonna be like, nigga, what? That's rant. What? What did you talking about? Get out of here. that doesn't happen, bro. So they lack critical thinking skills is because it's about a dating and relationship conversation about how the woman's standards and the man's standards towards one another, not towards like a friend group or anything like that, but they're making it universal. Like anyone that says this is just universally weird. Well, no one wouldn't be saying these things if it wasn't into a specific conversation about male and female intersexual dynamics. So
care. You can be tall, you can do all that. That shit matter in sports, nigga. What you trying to get recruited? Oh, now you're getting. You sit two guarding? Like, fuck, I care about how tall you is, nigga. Usually a whole ass nigga for all I know. You care about how tall you is and how much money you get. You know how much.
This guy is, and this is another thing. It's a pity because some black people, bro, they're so dumb. Just be honest. They're so dumb that it's like, it ain't no saving you, man. It's like you already old enough and you don't get these things that are common sense, these concepts that's rooted into your reality and your experience. Like, dude, you're pudgy with a fat cold cut neck. If you walked up to a chick and her preference wasn't a pudgy, fat, cold cut neck nigga, then she would disqualify you. And she would qualify the man that didn't have a fat, cold cut neck like yourself, which means that she has prerequisites for the man. Things that the man has to meet in order for her to give the man a chance. Doofus. That's what I would say to him if I was on the show. But shows like these, bro, I don't get invited on shows like these, man. They don't want me on. They watch my content. They just not going to have me on these shows. But yeah, and I mean, I got more views than this podcast anyway. Actually, I don't even know what podcast this is personally. But just from the looks of it, I've never heard of it, and I don't even know these individuals. And they actually could make some decent content, but this conversation is just big trash.
Drug dealers make a lot of money. They destroy the community. Yeah. What the fuck your money matter for?
I seen a video of a nigga saying like he was a high quality.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, that was the end of that clip. I hope those brothers read some books, get some more experience with chicks, and go to their mother. I'm gonna use a Jesse Lee Peterson line. Go to your mother and forgive your mother so you can get rid of your motherly ways, so you can get rid of the womanly ways that you adopted from your mother, because they suffer from thinking like a woman. And the only way a male can take on the thoughts and the mental concepts of a woman is if he adopted those. Is like, that's what he gravitated towards. Like, instead of gravitating towards your father, you gravitated more towards your mother. And most black people, we came from single mother homes, so you would naturally gravitate more towards your mother anyway. But as a man, if you're raised in a single mother home, manhood is something you have to discover on your own. So you want to go to your mother and say, hey, mama, I appreciate everything that you did. And I forgive you that you couldn't make me a man. That's something that I had to discover on my own. I appreciate, you've feeding me and bathing me and giving me shelter and, telling me from a general standpoint by instilling some morality of wrong and right. But being a man, this is something that I have to discover on my own, because the way you think, mom, and the way you think, I cannot adapt because I live a different reality than you live, mom. So that's essentially what you have to tell your mother. But before you can tell your mother, you have to realize that. These niggas don't realize that. They don't realize it, man. All right, let's go ahead and stop sharing this, and let's go ahead and get to some other clips. Also, tonight is debate night, man. So we got no one that came up yet. Fair enough. Fair enough. We had 2 people that came up while I was reacting to this one, but then they went out. So if you want to go ahead and join the stream, if you disagree with any of the things that I am speaking about today, or if you've seen some clips and some content and you disagree, go ahead and join this stream by clicking the first link in the YouTube comments or the link in the YouTube description. You go ahead and click that link. I'll bring you right on up. All right, let's go ahead and get into another clip. Let's see. Get the likes up too, man. Don't be a ninja watcher. All right, here's the next clip. Before I do that, let's see if we got any, okay, let's see here. A little comments in here. All right, let's see if we got any super chats. I see some comments of people that disagree with my take. Don't be scared. Like, you can go ahead and click that link and come on up. Okay. Yeah, please click the link. Like, if you're going to comment, it's pointless to comment because I see our supporters in here is just making you look bad. They're telling you, like, go ahead and, like, are you scared? Click that link. Click the link and join the stream. If you disagree with the things that I'm speaking about, go ahead and click that link. I'll for sure bring you up and obliterate you live in 4K. Live in 4K. This is what I do. All right, let's get to this next clip. Okay, we got, what is this? Tracee Ellis Ross, okay, speaks about the grief she experiences for not having kids or a partner. Okay. We're going to get into it. Let's see what we got.
And, you know, as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I
look at what she just said. So let's just look this up real quick. Tracee Ellis Ross. Okay, she's 52 years old, chat. This is a 52-year-old woman, and she's saying that she experienced grief. Now, grief means like it's the deep sorrow and anguish that someone would experience after they, you know, lose a loved one or it's a death in a family. So she's comparing not having a husband and children is like experiencing a loss, a death in a family. So this is deep right here. And she's being open and honest about it, but this isn't anything new, right? Let's continue on.
Yes.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, you know, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship. So even though the grief does emerge and that comes and I hold that, I think of what I've done.
So think about it. She's 52 years old and she's saying, oh, like if you're not the right one, I don't want you, which means that she has these standards. She has these prerequisites that men need to meet before she even gives the man a chance. Like, you know, she's successful and she's rich and successful. So she may, and I don't think she's that short either. Let's check out her height.
And
1 second. Let me just Google her height. Okay, no, she's above average. She's 5'7", chat. So she's 5'7". She's almost the height of the average man. I think the average height of a man in America is around 5'8" or 5'9", about 5'8". So she's about the height of an average man. So I would assume that she definitely has a height requirement for sure. She has, and she's successful. She's rich. So I'm sure she has these requirements. And men can't meet her requirement, and she's not willing to lower her standards. This is why she's 52 years old, and she's on this podcast speaking. I believe this podcast is Michelle Obama's podcast, which is a trash podcast. Oh my God, it's super, super trash. Not getting a lot of views at all, which is crazy because you're Michelle Obama, which you can tell that your Instagram and the way you were perceived in media was a lot of the clout and status Michelle Obama received was, one, via her husband, but also two, via propaganda, meaning that it wasn't truly organic. It wasn't organic at all because her viewers and her following, it's not looking like it should be from a Michelle Obama. All right. Okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and pause this here. We got someone that just came up, and I'll go ahead and bring him up. It looks like we have a debater. I'll go ahead and pause this here, and we'll continue on from that clip in a second. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name and where you from.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm Jared. I am from Athens, Georgia. And hang on, I'm just finna walk into my house so I can, see you better.
Okay, Jared. All right, and are you here to debate?
Yeah, man. I seen a podcast that kind of stood out to me about something. And I just want a little deeper, connection meaning behind what you were saying. So
okay, sounds good. Yeah, we can get to that. You said that you're walking inside your house right now, right?
Wait, say that one more time.
You said that you're walking inside your house so you can hear me better and I could see you better too, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll wait for that. On the meantime, let me go ahead and see if we got any other chats that came in. Okay. Mike Young, you can go ahead and send the link to me via Instagram. Just go ahead and go to No Fugazee Podcast on Instagram. Or go to my main Instagram at Cooley1007. You can send the link to that clip that you want me to react to, and I'll go ahead and react to that after this debate and after the Tracee Ellis Ross clip. All right, Jared Hill, are you good to go? No, I guess he's not good to go. Straight, he just ended. I waited for him to walk inside his house, and that just ended. That's what happens sometimes. Okay. You know what? I'll give a little bit of time before I start the video. Actually, he just came back up. Let's bring him up.
All right.
Okay. And you said that your name was Jared Hill, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And what exactly do you want to debate about?
Okay, man. So something that I had seen on your podcast that intrigued me was you were speaking to some women about you had a video where the black women came and interrupted the white woman that was having an interview with the black guy. I forgot his name.
Okay. Yep.
But you remember that video?
I remember that video. Yes, I do.
Okay. So what I wanted to insinuate my debate.
Well, I'll say this. I don't remember the conversation, but I remember the video because the video we reacted to was fairly funny and extreme and wild in a sense. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So the question at hand was either the women were either upset with if it was just the fact that she was black or if it was racism from that woman that came and butted in and said, "Oh, you're black, you're white anyway, it doesn't matter," or if it was just about them being upset in general of somebody rudely coming and interrupting that conversation.
Okay. So you're saying that the conversation was about that? I from my memory, So from my memory, the conversation was about that, but it was also about just the clip itself. So this clip was a man doing interviewing some white chicks, and then 2 black girls bombarded in the video, stepped right in front of them and kind of, took over, hijacked the entire show and said certain things like, we don't care, they white anyway. So of course the conversation was about, black women doing this, and are these black women racist? And if it was reversed, would that be racist? Stuff like that. So go ahead.
Okay. My debate state line is, if that were me, meaning if I was the one that got interrupted mid-video, I actually would have taken it in I would say, racist way. Because as far as it goes for levels of racism, being a black man in this world, we do have some strikes against us. Like me just coming back home from working 12-hour shift, man, like I still got to watch out for the police, making sure that, hey, with me driving, I may be more infatuated on getting pulled over than the next person or the next race. You see what I'm saying? So just off of somebody would coming and interrupting me, it would kind of trigger me to be more solely on that than just them interrupting me. I mean, I would be triggered by both, but you get what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me see if I can find this clip real quick so I can play it for the chat real fast so we know exactly what you're speaking about. 1 second. Let's see. I'll probably find it in a moment here. Chat, give me a second. I'm going to pull up this clip so you guys can know what we're speaking about and you can get his true perspective on what he took from the clip. And then we can go ahead and, it could be a debate or just the conversation, but we can go ahead and hash out our differences. Okay, let's see. Where is this clip at? Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting close. And also, anyone in the chat, if you know exactly what clip we're speaking about, if you could send that to me, make it a little easier for me right now, that'd be good. But I think is it this episode or no, it isn't that one. Bear with me. Scroll up a little bit more. Okay, let me see if I can find it on YouTube real quick, because we did a full reaction to this video too. All right, let's see. We got should be in clips. Scroll over. Oh, okay. I know it was this one. Because I know this girl was in it on that episode. Okay, it's not that one. Is it this one? Let's go to videos. Okay, I think it's this one. I think I found it. Okay, got it. Found the clip. Here we go. Go ahead and share my screen. Okay, yeah, I can see how you've seen this clip. This clip has 291K views on YouTube. God dang that clip. God dang that clip did good. Shout out to my clip guy. My clip guy and my clip guy and my thumbnail guy. Shout outs to you. All right, let's go ahead and make that big right there. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and play it now. Audience, listen. And then after I play it, I'm going to go ahead and have you restate how you would handle things so the audience gets a better understanding of this, okay?
Active man, and y'all had a good conversation.
Anywho, black bitches in the way. Hey, what's the questions?
What's your name?
I'm Key.
And you?
I'm Brady.
Why do you think it's appropriate to just run up in our interview mid-conversation?
I don't give a they white, and I don't give a fuck.
I never give.
Are you just looking for attention?
No, never. I never gave.
We want to be fun and come up in the video.
But if I'm in the middle of a conversation with two people.
I'm sorry, y'all. He feel disrespect down below.
Did you have a problem with it? I'm good. What? So what's the problem now? What's the problem now? We are girls. We are girls, aren't we? Anywho, what's next?
What you just witnessed was okay, cool. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that. All right, man. Let's hear your perspective on that clip.
Okay, so my perspective of it. Now, I'm viewing it as if I was the white woman, and then let's say the black girls were some white guys, because I've had a similar situation before happen to me downtown in Athens, Georgia. I'm talking to pretty much somebody else. Two white guys, they coming in, they start talking like I'm not even there. You know what I'm saying? So my first instinct is, hey man, like, why you interrupting me? And they just looking at me like, dude, like, I know this guy because he's white more than you know this guy. When whole time, this is one of my fraternal brothers, my frat brothers. So it's like the disrespect to me insinuated more of the racism off of color of my skin, because I took it more to heart that way.
Okay. And once again, you said that this happened to you before. You gave an example of you were speaking with some of your friends and you said two white guys came up and...
Yeah, so I was speaking to one of my white fraternity brothers at that went to
okay, and then
UGA.
two white people just came up and... Yeah. Okay, and from there you thought that your first reaction and first train of thought was, they're racist, instead of, you know what, that's rude and disrespectful.
What happened was they told me, we know him more than you know him, when they didn't even take it upon the intellectual conversation to even say like, hey, I actually do know him.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, let's speak about the clip. I know you given an example to correlate the clip with your experience that you had. But in regards to this clip, before we pulled up the clip and we watched it, you said that you would take it as that those black women are being racist if you were those white people, right? Okay, got you. But let's just say if it was, hypothetically speaking, here's a question for you. If you're having a conversation and there's two black people, actually, that video that we just watched, let's just say that the interview was with black girls, but then two other black girls came in and was rude and disrespectful and barged in the video. How would you take that?
It wouldn't no longer be about racism, because
okay, so it would only be about rude and disrespectful. Got it. So it would only be about their behaviors, not the color of their skin, because you and the party that interrupted the discussion shared the same skin complexion. So this would conclude that if you are void of a victim mindset and you're living in base reality, the first thing that you think if someone is being rude and disrespectful should be rude and disrespectful. Now, if they insinuate based off of other actions and other things that they say, then you can conclude it as them being racist. I would say that what made the clip racist in regards to those black girls is because the black women literally brung up race. They literally said that, oh, well, they're just white anyway. Like, I don't care about disrespecting them. They're white. If they were black, it could be different, but they're white. You get what I'm saying? So what's your point of contention with this then? With my perspective and yours, because we would conclude to the same thing, that the black woman was being, I would say they were being rude and disrespectful first, but then once they brung up race, they're being racist as well. So I think our perspective aligns. What would be the disagreement?
I felt that in the reaction video with the other ladies on the panel, I felt as if you were saying that no, it should have been more about the rudeness than
I got it. So in that reaction video, there was a white girl on the panel as well. And the white girl in that video, she said that if it happened to her, she wouldn't feel that it was racist first. She said that I would feel that it was rude and disrespectful first. And then, if she's saying like white girl, this, then I would take it as, oh, this is a woman that's actually racist. You get what I'm saying? But it was a white girl's perspective versus a black girl's perspective that had a victim mindset. And if we're comparing the two, just like we're comparing me and your mindset, you said that first and foremost, you would take it as them being racist. I said first and foremost, I would take it as them being rude and disrespectful, which means that you are prioritizing race amongst all. And anyone that's going to prioritize race amongst all, you're lacking in the way you think, because race is a very small fraction of who we are. Right? What's actually most important is our character, our personality, how we treat one another. And right off the bat, how those black women treated those white women was rude and disrespectful. So my first thought would be rude and disrespectful. It wouldn't be race. Until the black woman brung up race, then I would say, they're most likely racist too. So in the reaction clip, it was the white woman versus the black woman. The black woman had the victim mindset, which you share, the black woman's mindset, and the white woman was void of that victim mindset, even though she said that, she dated a black man. Her ex-boyfriend was the family was racist towards her. Like, he was like, ew, you with that white girl? So she actually experienced racism as well.
But I had something to say about that, man. So when she said that, I'm just like, okay, now we talking about two different aspects of racism. Because to me, what she said, that was mediocre racism. Because that's more of like the video, not video, but the movie Get Out. Like, you watch the Get Out? So you get what I'm saying? Like, just mainly like telling the black guy, like, hey, be careful because you don't know what they do. That's, in a sense, that's very racist, but it's not as racist as what our race specifically would go through.
So that's the thing. Nothing is truly different. So me and you were never slaves. We were never victims of slavery. We weren't victims of Jim Crow. We weren't victims of KKK. We're victims of redlining. That was going on in the 80s, I believe. Or maybe 90s, but I think it was like 70s, 80s, something like that. But we weren't victims of these things at all, of what our ancestors were victims of. With that being said, how you perceive things means a lot. So how I perceive things is just much different than the way you perceive things. Like we've just discussed, you prioritize race before many other important things. That's like character, personality, values, things like that. I don't prioritize race. That's like the last thing that comes. You get what I'm saying? And truthfully, what I want the audience to take from this too is, as any human being, when you're going throughout life, if you take on the mindset that you are a victim, you would then see everything as a victim. You would point it out. For example, you go to a car dealership. You want a blue car, right? You want a blue car. When you go to this car dealership, you're going to be looking for blue and prioritizing blue. There can be great black cars, great white cars, great red cars, many type of color cars, but you are only prioritizing blue because that's what is on the top of your mind, right? So therefore, if we take that analogy and put it into life, life has adversities, it's ups and downs, life ebbs and flows, right? So when you are going through life and you are experiencing adversities, you prioritize race. So then you make an excuse based off of the adversity that you're going through about race. Well, I didn't get this job. Must be because I'm black. Oh, I got pulled over. Must be because I'm black. Oh, this person said this to me. Must be because I'm black. Oh, I didn't get this. Must be because I'm black. Oh, she dubbed me. Probably because I'm black. Everything that you're looking for would be because you're black, because that's what you prioritize. That's what's on the forefront of your mind. That's nonsensical. It's nonsense to think that way. It's nonsense to perceive your world that way. Life doesn't operate like that. A more, I would say, realistic way to perceive life. Now, it's not to say that people aren't racist. No, there's racist people. Black people can be racist. White people can be racist. That's there, right? But that shouldn't be at the top of the mind because you are not a victim. Now, I can see how it's on the top of the mind during slavery. God dang. We Underground Railroad. That's got to be on a white man. God dang, they're racist. Let me run. It's like it should be on the top of their mind if you were born in the 1860s or before then when it was slavery going around. If you were in the South during slavery, that should be on the top of your mind. But in 2025, race should not be on the top of your mind. That shouldn't be things that you're fixated on because it can only lead you astray. And what it does is it creates this victimhood. And also this victimhood creates this lackadaisical, solipsistic view of thinking the world revolves around you and you're going to be more lazier because you have an excuse to blame your inadequacies on. So if you're inadequate, you have an excuse. Instead of saying, I didn't get that job because my resume wasn't good enough, because I didn't have these qualifications on there, because of et cetera, because I didn't kill it in the interview. You know what I'm saying? I got pulled over by the cops. You know what? I didn't stop at that stop sign. I was speeding. I was going 10 over. He got me. You know what I'm saying? It's fair enough, right? There's more to it of our experiences in life than it's all because of race. This is our main experience for black people is all because of race. No, man, it's not. It's more to it. That's what I would say to you and the audience as well. This really wasn't a debate, but I do appreciate you coming on and expressing your views on this and also wanting clarification. This does speak a lot of your character as a man, that you had a disagreement or you really didn't maybe understand the way I articulated myself in the clip that you viewed. So you said, you know what? I'm going to come on and join the stream and I'm going to speak to him man to man. I do appreciate that in your character. I do appreciate your decorum during this discussion as well. But listen, man, if you don't have any further questions, I appreciate the support and have a blessed one.
You too, man. I'm keep
all right, man. Have a good one, brother. All right, chat. We do it live. Anyone else that wants to come up, if you disagree with the discussion, my take on what that I had with that gentleman, come on up. Or if you want to discuss anything that you've watched of me, a clip, any of my live streams, anything that you disagree with, even tonight, if you disagree with anything that I said, click the first link in the YouTube description or click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments and I will bring you on up so we can have a debate. That wasn't really a debate. It was more of a discussion. All right, cool. Let's get back into reacting to this Tracee Ellis Ross clip. Let me get that link again. Where'd that link go? All right. Okay. Here we go. I believe, and I'm going to play this clip from the beginning. We barely even got into this reaction chat, so I'm just going to play it from the beginning and we'll get right into it. Let's see. All right, and also one thing, we are currently live on Instagram and we are live on Facebook. Everybody that's tuned in on Instagram and Facebook, come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. I'm closing down the stream now on Facebook and Instagram. Right before, if you want to continue to watch the podcast and you like what you're watching, like the videos that I'm reacting to, the people that I'm bringing up, go ahead, and I'm going to be streaming for maybe another hour or two, depending on how things go. But yeah, go ahead and go to YouTube and watch it from there because I'm closing down the Instagram and Facebook stream right now. All right, so I went ahead and closed down Instagram. Let's go ahead and close down Facebook. Mad views on Facebook, dang. I wish my YouTube got as many views on Facebook. Facebook, 7,000 views already. God dang. Let's go ahead and close this down. All right, chat. We only live on Facebook. That went ahead and ended that. So if we can close it down from here too. Facebook close. Okay, cool. All right, let's get back into this clip. Let me look at the chat, see if you got anything that came in. 500K soon. Man, listen. Shout out to the 300K too, man. Everybody that's been supporting me for these 2 years, because I've only been doing this for 2 years. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Appreciate all the day ones. All the subscribers. Appreciate the support. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for y'all. If it wasn't for y'all supporting. So with that being said, get the likes up, man. Like the podcast because it helps it push it into the algorithm. If it gets pushed into the algorithm more, there's more people that would join the live stream and it's more views and more everything, right? So yeah, like the video, bro. Don't be a ninja watcher. A like is free. Okay. All right, so no other super chats. Let's continue on. Let's go.
Grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner. I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship. So even though the grief does emerge and that comes and I hold that, I think of what I've done and I woke up every morning trying to do my best. I didn't wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to mess this day up.
That's right.
So I must be where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know. Sometimes I think of all of the things I've done, the courage that I've had to have and what I've had to learn how to navigate as a single person with no one to hide behind. Yeah. And it's built a really beautiful experience around me. And I have incredible friends. And
yeah, so her last statement, that's what you call cope. But let's continue on.
The reasons, though, because I had to ask myself that question. I was like, what is this about? Yeah. Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust.
Well, god dang, chick, you're 52. You should know yourself. Like, why are you speaking like this? And this is how you know when someone is speaking like this as a grown adult. It's cope. She doesn't really know herself. She isn't satisfied in her position in the position that she's at in her life, relationship wise, because she just said that she's going through grief, which is, if you look at the definitionally, grief is the deep sorrow and anguish experienced after a significant a loss or a death of a loved one. So she's comparing her not having a man and a child is like experiencing a loss of a loved one. Now, this means a lot is because she knows that, you know, she effed up. She knows that she took the wrong path in her life, but she's trying to cope by saying, I know myself and, you know, I'm happy and these. No, you're not. You're lying. You're lying. If you wouldn't be saying these things at the end now, if like it's a contradiction. How can you have grief where you're always experiencing a loss? It always feels like you're experiencing a loss of a loved one because you don't have a man and a child, but you're also happy? Stop it. It's nonsensical. Chick is crazy, bro. Let's continue on and I'll really break it down for y'all.
Life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot?
Shout out to Sunshine supporting the podcast, OD. She says, stop looking at race.
No
Fugazi. She also sends in $20 again. Okay. Shout out to you for supporting the podcast. Definitely appreciate the support. Let's continue on.
And gorgeous.
There's that.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize I have no interest in it. And I will. The reasons though because I had to ask myself that, will not do it again.
I'm sorry.
No,
Craig.
I was going to say, it's a generational thing. So it didn't matter how you met them, or is it just kind of the guys you're meeting?
That's obviously
too big of a generalization.
It's a generalization, but because I have dated men my age, there is a difference. There is an openness that occurs with a younger man around whether it's gender fluidity or.
So think about this real quick before we get into her dating younger men. She said something there. She said that, well, you know, my experience with older men, I experienced a lot of toxic masculinity, and she insinuated that she implied that toxic masculinity is controlling and and it's possessive and stuff like that, because that's the reasoning for her saying toxic masculinity. So what's going on here is that she's viewing the man from a very disdain way, and she doesn't know how to accept a masculine man and accept a man's direction. And we'll get into the reasons why she doesn't. I'll break that down for y'all, but let's continue on.
Not even having an issue with homosexuality. I mean, something as basic as that there's times where I'll be, sitting across the table from somebody and just like, what did you just say?
Yeah, what century are you?
Like, oh my God.
So this is real quick. She's suffering from being woke, wokeism, where she said that, well, it's like one of the differences between, dating an older man and a younger man is that the older man is like stuck in his ways. This is what she's insinuating, and she's not even, he wouldn't even be accepting of someone that's, LGBTQ. And she would view the man that's not accepting of LGBTQ as being like weird and like, wow, are you like living in ancient days? Like, come on, like you should be more tolerant of this. It's very funny because she's intolerant of a lot of males. This is why she's 52 and single, because she disqualified a lot of males. But when a man has some standards and is not accepting of LGBTQ or any of these type of values, that this is something that's common sense, that this shows that the man has a virtuous value system, because it's like, that's disgusting. It's abnormal anyway. So her mind is so backwards that she thinks that if you are not accepting and you're not tolerant of these abnormal and disgusting ways, then your value system is poor and you're not really that of a moral individual, right? So her morals and the way she views life is all inverted, is upside down, meaning that her value system is she's accepting of disgust and degenerate behavior. But if someone isn't accepting of her disgust and her degenerate behavior, she views them as being less of a moral individual. This is nonsense. And we're going to break this down even more, but let's continue on.
God, where's your horse and buggy?
Yeah, like, I'm so sorry.
And your
mind you, and this is a podcast with Michelle Obama, which her husband actually gave, legalized gay marriage, which is a whole nother topic there. But anyways, let's continue on.
bedpan.
Yeah, for real.
Chamber pot.
Yeah, your chamber pot. Your chamber pot. Like, where I'm just like, yeah, this is not a match.
Yeah.
And I have long been past the age where I feel like it's my job to teach somebody or grow them up.
Yeah.
Grow them up. So she says that I have to grow you up. If you do not have my value system of being tolerant of all of these degenerate things, of all of this disgust, then I have to mature you up. And I have to teach you things. No, Tracee, sorry. The man actually has to treat you things because you accept disgust and filth. And I do not accept disgust and filth. So who's more moral? You you accept something of things that are abnormal and do not bring about life. But I accept the things that do bring about life, and that is normal. So it's like in natural, in nature, but it's like, she's so far gone, and she's, we got a super chat that came up. Let me read this. Maybe this goes into the convo. We got Frozen Voice sends in $20. Appreciate the support, man.
No Fugazee.
He states, neither of them respect men or authority. Michelle publicly stated that she couldn't stand Barack for years. And Tracee is getting old and wants to trash men with standards. These are facts. They do not respect men at all. These women are a victim of their own stupidity and also a victim of feminism. Truthfully, I'll save my thoughts to the end because I'm really going to break it down for you guys. So let's just continue on.
That I'm not interested in. So, but it's interesting. I mean, there's so many different philosophies on dating, and I have not do it again. I've come up with mine. I have come up with what works for me and what makes sense for me.
Okay. So she says that she came up with her own philosophy of dating. Let me just write this down because I have to remember this because we got to watch more of the video. All right.
Me and what feels safe for me.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm not on dating apps. I have friends that have great success with dating apps, but that's just not something I'm comfortable with.
So you're meeting folks in the wild then?
That's the only way for me. Or someone sets me up, or I meet them at an event. I meet someone. It's usually people that also have a level of recognition that they, have as much to lose as me to a certain extent. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had great luck lately, but I do have to say I'm moving up on what it is that I'm looking for as a match. Come up with mine.
She said she's moving up. All right. So here's what I'll say to this. She's suffering from the effects of feminism. I don't need a man. I'm an independent woman. I'm equal to a man. And all of these influences warped her thinking, and her behaviors mirrored actions of a man. And guess what? She received the results of a man. Literally received the results of a man. 52 years old, no kids, interested in dating down. This is literally a man. Like, literally what men desire. But these are things naturally favored to a man. A man is happy dating down, but she is suffering from dating down. Very, very ironic there. A healthy man can have kids until the day he dies. but she can't have kids at all. So the thing is this, chat. She adopted the nature of a man, which I would say this has been going on for a while. This isn't anything like new at all. She had this way of thinking for a long time because that's the only way. Think about it. If she was indoctrinated by feminism, which is I don't need a man, I'm equal to a man, I could do battle by myself, then obviously she's coming from a position where it's more of a leader standpoint, which is why she said that when she was dating older men and they had standards, it seemed that they were controlling and they were being toxic masculine and all of these things. Let's get over to her philosophy that I wrote down too. So she said that she adopted this philosophy of dating where she's dating down and stuff like this. Hold up, we got someone that came in. Let me check. Okay. All right, the person that just came in, I'll bring you up in a second after we react to this clip. And then we'll continue on. Okay, we got Christopher Robinson sends in $2. He says, I would like to debate this take with you, bro. Okay, cool. Let's see if this... Okay, this is Chris that came on in. Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and bring you in a second so we can debate this take, but let me just go ahead and finish reacting to this clip. Give me about 5 more minutes and I'll bring you on up. So stay right there. Stay put. Don't go anywhere. All right. So I lost my train of thought, but that's totally fine because I have a second clip to this that's shorter than this one, but it's her explaining about her dating down. So let's go to it real quick.
We've talked about this, that often I date younger men. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great...
Michelle, what are you talking about? Why are you snapping about her dating younger men? Are you dating a younger man? You're married to Barack Obama. Like, come on now. You're not out in the dating market anyway. Would you want your daughter to be dating down? No, you have young daughters. You want them to date a man that's accomplished some things, a man that has a backbone, a man that's a man that has some standards. You wouldn't want your daughter to date down and date a man that is not, he's not established. So she just, man, these chicks, bro. Let's continue on.
Great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Yes. Preach.
No, the only reason why you are dating down because that's all you can. That's all you can. The men, like you just insinuated in the last clip, those men have standards and you don't meet those standards. You don't want to get on their program. These young boys, you know what I mean? They'll go ahead and knock something down. Normally when you're younger, your standards aren't as high. When you are older and more established and accomplished as a man, your standards go up. And those standards in a man, they're not going to be accepting of a woman that can't give them kids. You're 52. Nah, they're going to go ahead and date down. Those younger guys, man, they're looking like, man, I could make a come up. This chick rich. You know what I mean? This, I would say normally, depending on how young, it isn't really genuine. Normally they're dating a woman out of lack because that's maybe all that they can get, or they're dating her because, they're looking to make a little come up and clap them cheeks. And not only that, most guys would smash anything anyway. Like, Tracee, you're a 52-year-old light-skinned chick, long hair. Most guys gonna clap, generally speaking. Am I clapping? No, not at all. But most of these dudes out here, they gonna clap. All right, cool. Let's continue on.
This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracee tales.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
Which is weird. As a woman, it's weird, chat. I'm going to go ahead and break this down for you. An older woman dating down is not the same as a older man dating down. I'll go ahead and explain that in a minute, but let's continue on.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity.
Okay, so now it gets into that clip where she's saying the same thing. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and break this down a little bit for you guys. So when you look at this, it's like older women that date younger men are usually psychopaths. Controlling, and they're also extremely selfish. Because the natural state of a woman is to be in the supportive, subservient role to a man. And the natural and they naturally derive a lot of meaning and happiness from this position. I'll say it again. The natural state of a woman is to be in a supportive and subservient role to a man. And they'll naturally derive happiness and meaning from this position. But she took the position of a man. And she waited so long because she's always in the position of a man. Like she was always in that position of a man, like I said before. Like she's independent. She's, she thinks she's equal to a man. So she took the position of a man. And what this did is she inverted her entire life because she was sold a lie and was indoctrinated by feminism. Like her entire world and how she views dating and relationships is an inversion where she's dating just like a man. And it's ironic because you get these feminists that bash men by saying things like she said, toxic masculinity. Well, we can turn around and say you are being toxic, operating in toxic femininity by dating down. It's not even natural. Like women, you have a natural state of being hypergamous too by wanting quality in a man. So can a young guy really give you that quality? Can a young guy be in his natural state and protect and provide to the same degree as an older man would? No, he can't. Now, maybe some of you can find some men, some younger guys. Yeah, they can protect and provide to a degree. But I still would conclude that in most cases, those younger guys dating the older women and the older women dating those younger guys, the love isn't genuine. It isn't that genuine. It isn't that authentic. They're dating out of necessity. Like they're dating because this is all they can date. Like she doesn't qualify for the demographic of guys that she truly yearns for. She only qualifies for the younger guys. The younger guys are the only guys that's given her attention. That's the facts. These older guys are dismissing her. They'll probably smash and be like, man, this chick can't give me no kids. She annoying. She always talking a lot. She not following my lead. Let me go ahead and get this younger chick. So when she dated these older guys, she's coping right now. She's saying that, well, younger guys is what I want. No, younger guys is all you can get, Tracee. The younger guys is all you can get. And if they watch this podcast, they're going to treat you just like them older guys. They're going to smash and dash too, because then they'll know their worth. Like, wait, why am I dating you? Your womb is dead. You can't give me anything, right? Like men, if we're dating long-term and it's something serious, we're dating for a purpose to procreate, to leave our legacy behind. Other than that, it's just fun. Like it's just sex. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just dating for sex and you want to have sex with these younger guys, okay. how genuine is just sex? Okay, you could have a genuine experience, but is there anything more than just that? You don't have any family, or you get what I'm saying? It's just like, she's capping. But we got some super chats that came in here. So let me get to them. We got that debater in here too. I'm going to bring him up. We got Frozen Voices and $5. Nobody would know who Michelle is if it wasn't for her husband. This is true. The lack of gratitude and disrespect is astonishing, unfortunately. You know what? Unfortunately, but it's fortunate, because at the end of the day, men are the ones that allowed the propaganda of feminism to warp the women in certain men's minds. So men allowed this. If men were stronger back when these waves of feminism and these concepts of thinking came about, we would have squashed it and got rid of it right away. But, the strong men at that time didn't stand up. They didn't stand up at all. Now, of course, there was definitely a machine behind it, and there was a lot of propaganda behind it. So it's definitely hard to fight back against that. But, men, we don't, stop when things get a little tough or challenging. No, we keep going. So, yeah, man, men allowed this to literally socially construct our youth and these old women's mind. All right, let's bring up this debater here. He said that he has some points of contention with my take on this video. Let's see. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name and where you from.
Hey, my name is Chris. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I currently reside in Atlanta.
Okay, cool. All right, and what are you here to debate about?
I pretty much was listening to your first part when you was talking about the Greek part when Tracee was speaking, and I kind of disagreed with that part on when you said that you can't be grieving and also be whole. And then I was kind of like locked into on what you was just currently talking about. But if I could just kind of like just piggyback from the last thing I remember, I guess we could just go from there. But when you're talking about the feminism part, I think that a lot of I feel like the way you were narrating your ideologies and diagnosing her statements, I kind of think it was like disingenuous, just from the perspective of not really getting the core of what she was saying. I think to take like a surface level clip in that small frame of a conversation with her and Michelle and her brother, I think that it was kind of like disingenuous. Even too, while you were inserting like the feminism aspect of her mindset, and also addressing the fact that she can only obtain like younger men. I think that in itself, generally, it's already hard enough to date when you are like in that, 1%.
Question for you real quick. Stop right there. So you're saying that I am making false statements and insinuating things about her mindset because of the things that she's saying. So my first question would be to you is,
I wouldn't say false. I think it was just disingenuous to make
disingenuous for sure. So my first question is to you is, do you think that she was not indoctrinated by feminism?
I don't think that I can make that claim from that clip. I don't.
And why can't you?
Because I just believe that in order to actually understand or know a person's morals or their standpoint, you just have to be able to ask them that question for them to expound. I think through that clip, with the narrative that you're pushing, I don't think that clip justified enough evidence that she believes that 100%.
What is feminism?
Personally, I just only I'm privy to the negative parts about it, which is pretty much women that just bash men and support everything women over men. That's kind of the synopsis of what the negative parts of what I got for it. But I knew it was supposed to start out as like a woman empowerment type of movement. I could be wrong. I don't know 100%.
Okay,
I just know there's a negative connotation connected to it.
Fair enough. So you're saying that I'm being disingenuous is because the correlation that I'm making to the things that she's saying, to her statements, I'm saying that, well, these are things that I can tell that, I say this, influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior. So what I am insinuating that she was influenced by feminism and she took on the thinking of feminism, and then she took on the actions of feminism, and she is currently receiving the results of feminism. So first we have to have a understanding on what is feminism. You gave me a definition and you said, well, that's when women believe that they are more powerful than men. Is there anything else you want to expound on your definition or your understanding of feminism?
I mean, I don't think it was that exactly what you said, but like I said, I think it started out as a woman empowerment movement that I think got hijacked by a radical group of women that turned it into a negative on bashing men and kind of like, you know.
So let me educate you. Let me educate you. Feminism started, you know, I can't remember the exact date, but it was in the early 1900s, I believe it, maybe towards like somewhere between the 1920s and 1950s. That's when it started up. But anyways, there were a group of women that was called the suffragettes, and the suffragettes would complain about the economic and societal standpoint that where most women were. So they viewed the man as being the oppressor and viewed the woman as being oppressed. They also viewed these things that, well, I want to go out there, I can do everything that a man can do. I want to be equal to a man. So my definition of feminism would be more towards egalitarianism, the fight for women to be equal to a man, because that's what these women wanted to do. But then there were the anti-suffragettes, which these were women that were against this, right? Against this whole feminism stuff, where they were like, no, men should be working and women should be taking care of the children. I don't want my children to be raised by other people. I want to raise my children. So they had more of a traditional mindset. You get what I'm saying? Also, there was a lot of propaganda. Let me finish my point to educate you a little bit. Also, there was a lot of propaganda to get women not to actually vote, because if women voted, they would have, back when these things were, you know, back when certain laws was being created for women to vote and for women to really get out there in the workforce and stuff like that, and, you know, seek higher education and all of these things, which women were definitely going to school, they were definitely working and stuff like that, but not to the same degree as the man, but they wanted to equalize everything. But back when these things were going on, there was a lot of propaganda where they would not really allow women to vote, because if women would have voted back then, they would have voted against some of these laws and regulations that we're currently experiencing right now. That's the truth. Most of the women back then, during first wave feminism, they were against these concepts and these ideals. They were against all of this. So this wasn't anything that women even wanted. This was some ideals of a lot of other things we can get into, but let's forget the history lesson right there, and I'll let you ask your question.
Well, one, I want to insert that, like, some of that is not 100% accurate. Speaking as
and what part isn't?
I'm gonna tell you. Speaking as a military veteran, I do know that. Well, this part I do know is true. That it wasn't that fact that women were dominantly trying to fight for rights. It's that women were forcefully put into positions to have to work when men were going to the army or the military, because those same jobs need to be fulfilled during draft time. So, I mean, I'm not saying that everything that you're saying is 100% right. I think there may be some validity to it.
No, but that doesn't disprove what I'm saying. So even yeah, coming from the military, that's totally fine. But even then, during World War II, when the draft was happening and we had to send our men to war, this just proves my point even further. Women weren't going to war. They don't have to sign up for elective service. Men have to sign up for elective service. And what was women doing? Women was just in an assembly line doing things because men had already created the infrastructure and everything and the companies and built everything. So they can just put anyone, let me finish. They can put anyone in position to build guns, to make some bullets, to do these things.
They was filling the voice as well for regular jobs that on the day-to-day entities to kind of keep a city or a town rolling. It wasn't like they were just doing sewing and stuff like that. They was doing hard labor jobs as well. That was in the absence of those men going to the war. But I mean, I don't want to get.
But they had to go to the war. So what's your point?
I'm just saying that you're saying that women fought for that. I don't think that they fought for it. I think that they were just forcefully put in those positions because of those times at that moment.
Yeah, but even when war ended, women got back into their roles. Some of the women stayed in certain roles to help out with things, but they were never forced in that role. It was a lot of propaganda which is why they got into the role of a man now, is why they got the ability to vote, which is why they're seeking higher education and wanting to go into the military and stuff like that too. It's just a whole lot of propaganda that was around feminism. So let's get back on topic, right? Because you said that I was being disingenuous when I was speaking about Tracee and her mindset. And I said that she was indoctrinated. So before we get to things, we want to get to the root of things. So we want to know why someone is saying the things that they're saying, and why someone is taking action and taking action on the things that they're taking action on. So we want to know, what were they influenced by? So my main standpoint is they were influenced by feminism, and you disagree with that. And I'm asking you, which you really didn't give me an answer to, if she wasn't influenced by feminism, what else was she influenced by for her to have these thoughts, speak the way she's speaking, and be single at 52 but yearn for kids?
I think it's simple. Experiences. I believe that experiences, like you said, shape opinions. Experiences shape thoughts, ideologies. So I believe that that's the beauty and inclusivity of everybody. That's why that's the beauty that I love about everybody, that everybody has a different experience to maybe achieve the same goal from a different route. So I think, like I said earlier, for you to narrate.
You're being disingenuous now.
But I just want to finish my statement if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your statement.
So I feel like it was disingenuous for you to narrate your point or ideology that she was influenced by feminism, but it couldn't be because of maybe good experiences, bad experiences, social experiences that shaped her entire perspective on dating, which allowed her to have her own ideology of dating, which could possibly maybe help her find her partner. I think for you to kind of like railroad into like just a straight negative, like, oh, feminism influenced you, and you can only have young men and your options are limited. I just think that was kind of like a very...
Okay, let's stick on experiences, because you're saying that it's her experiences. So in order for someone to experience something, they must choose. They must make a choice and an experience. Now, when you're young, as an adult like she is, and she's an actor, she's been on many shows and stuff like that, and movies and stuff like that, etc. Her experiences are by choice. Is that correct or incorrect? The experiences that I'm speaking about in dating and relationships, is her experiences in dating and relationships not by choice?
Yes.
It is by choice, right? So, which means that she created her own reality because she chose to take actions on the ways that she did. So, meaning that she prioritized her career before a man. That's what she chose, right?
I mean, you can look at it from that perspective, yes.
Not even that perspective. That's what's true.
I don't know, because
How don't you know that if the end result right now, listen, stop it, listen, time out. Let me just finish my point and I'll let you explain. If the end, how don't you know? Because you're not making, I want you to think a little bit. The end result, her reality right now is she's 52, she has no kids and she has no husband. But she wants a husband and she wants kids. She actually feels grief for not having kids or a husband. This is what she wants, but she never got what she wanted. This would conclude that the choices that she made led up to her results. Would that be correct or no?
Not 100%, because her choices that she makes.
Explain how.
Because her choices that she make is not the sole priority outcome of just her decision. If I got like me and my wife, I'm married. So when I dated my wife, my intentions were my intentions going into it, and her intentions were her intentions coming into it. I can only be responsible for my intentions going into it, not the other person. So if I went into it with pure intentions, looking to be the husband that I am, the provider, the protector that I am, and she either did not value that or did not meet me at a place where I saw value to connect with her on the next level, then I'm not responsible for that. But I will take accountability on the experience to a certain degree. But it's not, I can't be responsible solely for their like response to it or their lack of value being brought to what I was expecting, if that makes sense.
So let's take this conversation in another route, because I can't have these. I was trying to have deep, thought-provoking conversations with you. I'm going to be honest, you lack that. So I'm going to take it another route. I'm be honest. It's not me being disrespectful. I'm being honest. So let's take it more of an easier route for you.
But I know we can move forward. I take it as a little disrespectful. Man.
Fair enough. I don't really care how you take it. It is what it is. But here we go.
That's understandable. Go ahead.
You as a man, generally, not even you as a man. We don't have to speak about you as a man. But generally speaking, do you think that most guys want a woman to follow their lead?
100%.
Generally speaking, do you think that most women want a man that is a leader?
100% under the contingency that he's following God.
Stop it. That's religious. Like there's a lot of secular people that don't even.
But I am religious. So if you ask me my perspective, then I'm going to give you my authentic perspective and not.
Yeah, but I'm speaking in. Yeah, but I'm speaking in general. If they're religious, some people will want them following God. If they're secular, you think these Tracee Ellis Ross and
Christianity is one of the biggest religions in the world.
Okay, do you think that she's religious?
So let's just speak generally. Generally speaking, most people are Christian.
Okay, do you think that she's religious?
I would assume so. Yeah, I've heard her speak about.
And
God
do you
before.
think that generally speaking, most women are religious in America?
100%.
Do their actions say that they're religious? Or do they just, or do they actions prove that they're religious, or do they just say that they're religious?
I would assume so, for sure.
So you think that most women in America, their actions prove that they're religious?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're real far going, but let's bring you back.
I can go with that, seeing as though that women are the largest they hold the largest population in most black churches, in churches in general. I could also show that women are like the highest tithe payers in churches. And
so what you're doing right now, you're mixing in black, which is the black race. The black race is only what, 10%, 13% of the American population. So let's get back on topic. Forget about the religious part. Let's bring it back to the leadership, right? Because I'm going somewhere with this. So you do believe that most men want women to follow their lead. 100%. That is true. 100%. So in this situation, as Tracee Ellis Morgan, if you watch the clip, she said that a lot of these guys that she talked to are controlling and they're possessive, and she titled it as toxic masculinity. Do you think when women make a title of toxic masculinity and they say, well, that's when men are controlling and, they're being possessive and stuff like that, do you think that they have this view because they don't want to submit and follow a man's lead? or is men actually trying to be controlling, or do men want the woman to follow their lead?
I think it could be a little bit of both. I think that there are a good bit of people who have control issues that try to control their women like items.
A better question for you. Fair enough. A better question for you. Do you think that a woman that would make that statement, she has a problem? I'm sorry. She views controlling as being toxic masculinity. So she views. Okay. So do you think a woman that stated that, well, toxic masculinity is a man that's controlling and being possessive, do you think that this woman, her mindset would be in a mindset where she thinks that a man having standards is controlling and possessive?
Nah.
Okay, so you don't think that she views it as well, men just have standards. What I'm saying is, most men, bro.
I understand your question.
Okay, you understand it. Yeah, and what I'm saying is, if we can just speak real quick, correct? Let me know if you agree with this. You would say that most men, you already agreed to it, most men have standards of wanting a woman to follow their lead. You said yes to that.
Yeah, 100%.
So men have this standard, follow my lead, submit to me, right? Be subservient to me. That's how you follow my lead, subservient, right? With this you can say religion, you can say this woman isn't religious, and most women in America isn't religious. So I disagree with your presupposition that most women in America is religious.
Can I insert this one point? The reason why I'm saying under religious, because I'm a firm believer that no woman should never submit to a man that is not her husband. I think submission only applies to people who are in covenant with one another. So when you say that women are subservient up under men, I don't believe that. I think that No.
No one's saying that women are. What I'm saying, we're speaking about what they want. So follow the conversation. We're saying that what do men and women desire from one another? Men desire a woman to follow their lead. Women desire a man to be a leader, to be worthy of following his lead. They want a leader, right? So with that being said, if she wants a leader, well, not even that. We can say that maybe she doesn't even want a leader. Do you think that Tracee Ellis Ross wants a leader? From the things that she said?
100%.
Okay. So how does she want a leader if she doesn't want to follow a man's lead, and she thinks that any man that is trying to be a leader, she views it as it being controlling and possessive, and she labels it toxic masculinity, and she'll go against what her nature is telling her, which is hypergamy, to date up, but she'll rather date down and date a younger guy so she can control him.
Did she tell you that? Because what I saw in the clip, she said she's actually met some great people, but they just didn't fit. They weren't great people for her. She said
you know why? You know what she said?
I don't know why, because I would love to ask her why instead of
she said why.
Why.
She said why. Remember, I even responded into the clip. Her reasoning is because these people aren't even accepting of, like, if you're gay or if you're bisexual. They're not accepting of the LGBTQ community. She's saying that these guys, some of them are great guys, but then when she actually gets to know them more, their values don't align, meaning that she's very tolerant of the LGBTQ movement, and these men that's older and stuff are intolerant. Like these guys that hold more conservative values, they're intolerant of these things. So since she's very tolerant of this, she distances herself from these guys. So she'll meet a good guy that meets her standard that's older, but these older guys don't align with her values. So you're a man of God. That's what you're pretty much saying this whole time. Do you think LGBTQ is morally right?
No, it's not morally right.
Okay, so therefore, the conversation that we're having, I asked you a question. Do you think that she would be... The question was in regards to her dating, the question was her having the ability to follow a man's lead. That was the question. And you said, well, you're just insinuating that. She never said it. But obviously she said it herself. Should we play the clip back?
Yeah, let's play the clip back.
I'm not gonna play the clip back, man. I played it already fully through. I don't want to play it back again. But so the point of contention, let's just get back to the debate. The point of contention that you're saying that, well, Cooley, I think that you're being disingenuous because you are making assertions that I think that isn't true. I don't think that she is indoctrinated by feminism. I think that she's indoctrinated by her experiences. Then we just broke down experiences, and we concluded that in regards to dating and relationships, the experiences that you have is by choice. And we already know that the choices that she made led her to be 52 years old and single with no kids. And if you look at feminism is the correlation to that thinking, because feminism tells women to be independent, to be equal to a man, and to prioritize a career over family and children, which proves my point that she was definitely indoctrinated by feminism.
But that's not every woman's purpose is to.
We're not speaking about every woman. We're speaking about her, and she does want a man and children.
So I'm asking you this then. So where do you get the grounds to make the claim that her purpose to some degree is to have children and to be married?
She literally said that she's grieving because she does not.
She said she wanted a partner. She was saying that she was grieving.
She said she's grieving.
Found a partner.
Because liberals use these terms like partner. Of course she would want. Liberals use words like partner because even if she was married, she would still call her husband her partner. That's just what it is, bro. That's what liberals do. So we can peel the layer. We could take away all the titles and let's just say that she wants a man and she wants children, but she is feeling grief because she does not have kids and a man. You get what I'm saying? This means that she took the wrong actions in her younger years, which means that her results,
I wouldn't say that her actions were wrong. I would agree with you with your statement prior. I would agree with your statement that you made prior and say that she prioritized maybe her career and things like that. But even with her statement saying that she's getting closer up the ladder to achieving that, again, that goes back to my point of her experience.
If her actions isn't wrong, why does she feel grief?
Because I don't think that, like you said earlier about the definition of grief is when you're having a loss or a significant loss to a loved one or a thing. I don't think that grief is like the punishment of you making bad decisions. I don't believe that. I think that's the point that you're trying to insinuate.
No, man. No. Listen. She's using grief as an analogy, as a word to link on to how she's feeling. Like, meaning that she's correlating her feelings of not having children and a man would be similar to feeling a loss of a loved one or some type of grief. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of sorrow and grief. With that being said, and grief is, you feel a lot of anguish when you have grief, and this is it's a mental state where you're suffering. So you're suffering mentally. So she's saying with her own words that she is suffering mentally because she does not have a man and children. So you explain to me, how is this not correlating to her grieving? I mean, and her suffering mentally.
At that point, because like I said, I think that with her still on this continuous journey of finding that person, I think that everything that you're kind of putting together about this narrative of like she's grieving and she can only find this and these are her options. I think in a split second she could find her person, and now all of your points that you built up against her with this feminism and all these other things.
She can't have kids, bro. What you talking about?
How do you know that? Granted, I would not advise a woman of a certain age having kids because yes, it's more health problems. But to just
wait, time out. You said she's 52.
And there have been women in the world who've had babies past 52.
Do exceptions make the rule?
If it happens, yeah.
You said exceptions make the rule?
No, I'm saying it's a thing. It can happen.
What do you think that what's the probability of her having a child? What do you think the probability is?
Maybe about 15% out of 100.
It's extremely much lower than that. Extremely much. And you could just Google it. A 52-year-old woman, what's the probability of her having a child? And not only just a child, a healthy child, but let's just say a child. It's much, much, much lower than 15%. It's actually, we could Google it right now.
But that goes back to my point too. Like maybe her having a child is not her full purpose. Maybe her having a loving partner that's going to love her and all that stuff and spend the rest of her later years together is maybe a purposeful ending for her. I don't think that every woman's purpose or identity is based off of having a child. I don't agree with that. I don't think that we should minimize women's value or their happiness on what they produce out of their womb. I don't really agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
So I just Googled it real quick. So for a woman age in the age between 45 and 50 is under a 10% chance. And she's 52, so she's under that. She's probably about, 2% chance, 2 to 5% chance. But anyways, so you said something before. You said that I don't think that she did anything wrong. And I said that, well, obviously she did something wrong if she's feeling grief. And you said that, well, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. So explain that to me.
You speak on the part when I said I disagree with the grief part of I'm trying to remember what you said. What I said.
No, I'm saying explain this. You said that she didn't do anything wrong in her younger years.
Right.
Because she can still find somebody now.
Right.
Right. And then I said that, well, she can't have a kid, but that's what she wants. She's feeling grief because she doesn't have a kid and a man. So two things.
But the reason why I disagree with that is because, like I said, every woman.
How can you disagree with that's what she said? We're not speaking about every woman. We're speaking about this clip.
She didn't say verbatim like, "Oh, I'm grieving because I want to have a child." She did not say that. She did not say that.
You want me to go ahead and play the clip back? I'll play it real back just because you're lying right now. So we're going to go ahead and play it back. Gotcha. Let's go ahead and get to.
And, as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner.
Stop it right there. Can you admit that you lied?
No, I said that she said she don't want to have kids. She didn't say that, oh, I want to have a child right now. That's what I just said. You can roll back what I just said.
Why would you just lie? You just said that you don't think that she's feeling grief because she does not have a man and children. She just said in this... She just said, you did just say that. Now you're gaslighting because you don't want to be wrong. This is very feminine behavior. Listen, bro, this is very feminine behavior.
That's fine. You can say
this is what chicks do. They lie and try to gaslight because they don't want to be wrong. It's okay. Listen. It's okay. Stop it. It's okay to say that you are wrong. I'm not letting you go on. You have to admit that you were wrong. You have to admit that you were wrong.
Statements, but it doesn't make your point
Stop
right.
it. Admit that you were wrong.
I specifically said.
Okay, listen, man. Now you're speaking like a female and you're behaving like a female, and this is what I don't respect. So you're off of here because we just proved you wrong. We proved that you are a liar. Got to get them out of here. Got to get these clowns out of here. We literally, chat. We do it in 4K. We do it live. This is what I tell y'all, bro. Dudes come on here behaving just like a lunatic chick. He says one thing. I don't think that she said that she's feeling grief because she does not have a man and a kid. I said, no, she did say that and you're a liar. I'll actually play the clip right now. We play the clip. The first 5 seconds in the clip, she says it. I'm feeling grief because I don't have a man and children. Then I go back and I ask him, can you admit that you were wrong? He says, oh, well, I didn't say that. I say, you are a liar. Yo, these niggas be trying to gaslight. They be trying, and that's why I did it quick so he couldn't gaslight. Because if it would have prolonged more, and I like would have then brung up the clip, I maybe would have forgot what he said or how he said it and stuff like that, and it wouldn't have been fresh on my mind, and I may have just let it go. Like, oh, okay, maybe you didn't say that. Maybe you said something else. But nah, this is why we gotta shoot from the hip, chat. Shoot from the hip. When they lie, we pull up the receipts. And the crazy thing is, like, as a man, bro, and something so silly like that, you could just misinterpreted something. You could have misspoke. You could have maybe just didn't listen to the video properly. There can be many reasons of why you think she said something else. But for you to then, when I catch you in the lie, to double down and try to move the goalpost to say that you said something else right before we played the clip is crazy, bro. This is what females do. This is what chicks do when you be like, matter of fact, yeah, this is really what the whores do. Not like pure good women. Not the women that's high in virtues and morality and good character. No, they don't operate this way. I'm talking about the evil chicks, the ones that want to get away through something, the ones that's always trying to do some backdoor teen mom stuff, the ones that's cheating, the ones that want to monkey branch, the ones that's in a relationship with the man, would say something to the man, and then when a man confronts her like, oh, I didn't say this. Oh, I said I was going there, but you misheard me. I really didn't say that. No, I get these type of guys that hit me up for coaching all the time, and I'm like, bro, she's lying to you. She's gaslighting you, bro. She's a whore. If she's lying, bro. She cheated. She did this. Is like, bro, don't be like one of these females that I have on a podcast that don't want to take a L. Men, we are men. We are all okay with saying like, I was wrong. You was right. I don't have a problem with saying that at all. I was wrong. You was right in the stance, because it isn't even that big of a deal. It isn't even like, I mean, I fully dismantled his entire argument, yes, but for this little part of the debate, it wasn't anything big. He could have just been like, okay, yeah, I was wrong on that, but all right, let me continue to put my argument down. He could have did that and I would have respected it. Okay, cool, let's continue the debate. But the fact that he lied is bonkers, chat. The fact that he lied is bonkers. All right, let's get to some of these super chats. Chat going crazy. I see y'all in here. Yeah, man, I done cooked boy up. I done cooked him clean up. And the thing is, like, I wanted to have like a deep discussion and go down feminism even more and speak about how it really indoctrinated the woman's way of thinking and then the woman's actions and stuff like that. I wanted to go down there more, but he didn't even have a clear concept and understanding of feminism. His definition was weird and like off. Part of it was fine, but he didn't have any good deep. He didn't say anything deep. It was all surface level. And it's ironic because when he came on, he said that coolly, I think that most of the things that you're saying is surface level. I think that is disingenuous, but therefore he was the surface level one. Therefore, he was the disingenuous one because he lied even when he got caught in 4K. So it's like he just was projecting. He was projecting his insecurities as a man onto me. And I wasn't letting him have it. And y'all seen me dismantle him easy. Easy. It really didn't. I mean, most of the dismantling wasn't me really debating. It was more of me teaching him and giving him perspective instead of fully dismantling his arguments. I mean, his arguments I did dismantle, but I could have did him really dirty. I took a different path. Like I said, I'm like, listen, bro, I'm going to just take a different path because you lack intelligence and critical thinking. So let me take this path. All right. Okay, Mike Young, I see you in here. Let me get to the super chats real quick, and then we'll get to that Jesse Lee Peterson clip. All right, we got Love. Love sends him $5. Working 2 jobs currently, both average out to a yearly income of $70K. What are ways to make that extra $30K to end up with 100K yearly? Good question. So I'm not sure what job field, what career path you are in, what's your current job and stuff like that. But right off the bat, if you're working 2 jobs, I would say if you have to work 2 jobs to make 70K, then the jobs that you're working are low income paying. They're paying, let's say, $35,000 a year, both. Let's just say that they're equal. And $35,000 a year are like, you can get that working at Chick-fil-A. So right off the bat, I would say that you have to get a better job, a higher paying job. And ways to do that is to master a skill. You can be certified. You can, read some books, take some classes to be and get a certification to be an electrician. You can go the blue collar route, basically what I'm saying. Or if you want to continue to work those 2 jobs because you're making 70K and you want to do something else, I mean, man, with that low income, and I'm sure you're working both those jobs, your time is consumed. So truthfully, honestly, I would say one way, before I tell you to get rid of both of them, see if you can work a whole lot of overtime to get that extra 30K. See if that's possible, to just work your butt off to get that 30K. Because either way, as a man, bro, you gotta work your tail off to get that. And this is a man that I believe that said that. Also, a comment here said, get into IT. That's true. Get into that. Buy the fear in the market, bro, and hold. Okay. Yeah. So I see the chat giving him some advice, and below his comment, he doesn't have enough capital to buy into the market. Making $70,000 a year, depending on where you live, almost anywhere, you're pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. You could possibly save maybe $500 a month, depending on if you budget the right way. So 1, work a lot of overtime. If that doesn't suffice, then go into finding a better job that pays more. So these are things where I would have to ask you, what's your education and stuff like that. The thing is, you're looking for a fast way to make money. And there's no fast way. It's just going to take a lot of hard work and dedication. So me personally, I wouldn't work 2 jobs that's paying me $35,000 a piece. I would find a job that pays more. And first I would go on Indeed and see which jobs are paying $100,000 a year. I would see the qualifications that I need to have for this job. I would then go out there and try to, if you don't have a degree and stuff like that, or if you need a certification, I would then go out there and try to get a degree or get these certifications to make this money. I would do it that route. Or the other route I would get into is get into blue collared field and get certified electrician, certified plumber, something like that. Get into sales, something where you have more control over what you're working. I'll give you my own anecdotal experience. I got into sales at a very young age. I got into sales when I was 20 years old. I got into sales, and I worked for a company, became a manager, the youngest manager for a company when I was just 20 years old, managing around 80 employees. I wasn't getting paid a lot. Then I got out of that field and I started doing more sales, worked at a bank, worked selling insurance and stuff like that. So different sales jobs, you kind of have more authority over your life. I'll say this. A regular job, you got responsibility. You ain't really got that much authority, meaning that you capped. However much they paying, you can put in a whole lot of work, but you still only going to receive this amount of money. And even if you put in a whole lot of work, you can work some overtime, but you still only going to receive this amount of money because you're capped off. You want to you want to go into sales because is normally, depending on the company, there ain't no caps. But the way you get a whole lot of money is by putting in all of that work. So it seems like you're ambitious enough to make the bread because you're working 2 jobs and only getting 70K. I would say maybe put some of that ambitions into sales where you have more authority over what you can make, meaning that your cap is much higher or there's no cap. But yeah, good super chat. All right, we got let's see here. We got Frozen Voice again sends in $5. These older women like her and Vivica Fox are hitting the wall. They are. And want someone to blame their bad decisions on others. Lack of accountability. That is true. Yeah, she was blaming all of her bad decisions on none of them was by choice. She didn't blame any of her bad decisions on by the choices she made by prioritizing her career over a man and children. She made her bad choices on, well, men are toxic. The older guys are toxic. And if they aren't toxic, then they're like bad because they don't share my values of LGBTQ plus and all of this degeneracy. So they don't share my values. So yeah, bro, she's indoctrinated by feminism. But with that being said, she still has to take accountability for being susceptible to be indoctrinated by feminism, which most women are to some degree. They are indoctrinated by feminism. Most women in America and even in these other countries, feminism has spread everywhere. Feminism has sunk their little sweaty palms in the soil of pretty much every continent. It's different degrees depending on the continent. We got Mike Young sends in $2. Hey, Cooley, I sent the link to your Instagram. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and bring this up here. 1 second. I don't know which Instagram you sent it to, but let me check. Okay. All right, I think this is the link. Let's check. Nope, that's not the link. 1 second here, chat. Now, also, if anyone has any questions or concerns, send in a super chat. And for anyone that disagrees with my take, don't just be a comment warrior. Click the link that's pinned in the chat or pinned in the description, and I'll bring you on up. All right. Okay, let me check my other Instagram account because it's not showing up on this one. And I get so many DMs, so I'm checking both folders. I'm checking the request and also the hidden request. Okay. Okay, Mike Young. Here we go. Found you, bro. Found you. All right, so here's a clip that a supporter sent me of Jesse Lee Peterson. It's a 17-minute clip. This should be interesting. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys. This should be real interesting. All right. And give me a second while I got this up. Looks like this is from the Young Turks. Let me go to I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, man. I got to take a whiz, man. But before I do this for me, for all the Ninja Watchers in there. Do that for me. I'll be right back. All right, chat, we back. Okay, we got a super chat. Christopher Robinson, this is the guy that I just debated. He says, bring me back on. Hey, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you want me to bring him back on. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. But I will only bring him back on if he apologizes and also says that he is wrong. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to bring him back on. 1 in the chat if you want me to bring him back on. 2 in the chat if you do not want me to bring him back on. Let's go, chat. Let me know what y'all want. This is the guy that I was just debating, the Chris guy. Let me know if you want me to bring him back on or not bring him back on. So we need y'all to vote. 1 in the chat, bring him back on. 2 in the chat, do not bring him back on. Then we got more 2s. And don't spam it, Ebony. I see you in there. I mean, looks like, is it more? I mean, it's only a few 1s. Only 1s from 3 people, but it's more 2s than anything. Okay, here we getting some more 1s from different people. More 2s. It looks like 2s is winning. Looks like they do not want me to bring you back on. But listen, I'm feeling generous today. So here's what I'll do. Since I'm feeling a little generous, in the first 5 seconds, Chris, if you're watching this, if you do not apologize for lying to me and the audience as well, a lie is bad. You said you're a man of faith. A lie is a sin. You, 1, have to apologize to myself and the audience, and 2, state that you were in fact wrong and I was in fact right. And this is when it came to the conversation of the Tracee Ellis Ross video where you said that she did not say that the reason why she's feeling grief is because of not having children and a man. But when we played the video back in the first few seconds, she said that she is feeling grief because she doesn't have a man or children. You have to lie to that. You have to state that that was a lie and also say that you were sorry. But anyways, let's bring them on up. So let me stop sharing this. I'm going to get to your clip, Mike, I'm going to get to your clip, bro. Let's bring them up, though. Okay. Oh, my man, had my man Spin City in here. He just went away, though. Welcome to the show. You got 5 seconds to start.
So I'll say this. I apologize for being dishonest to you and your podcast. And not, I guess, standing on what I said, which was not my original statement. So I apologize. But
and with that, I can respect that. I can respect that as a man. Right cool. From there. So, okay, cool. So let's get back into the crux of the argument. Go ahead.
But I had a statement I wanted to make. I think outside of that, I think one of the biggest things right now that I feel a way about your content in this moment is I feel like, bro, you lead with a lot of judgment, and I think that personally you come off as a womanizer. And the reason why I say that is because the way that you portray your ideologies on different people's opinions and the things that they say to fit your narrative push, I think is wrong. And I always see you do this in regards to when it comes down to Black women. I think that you don't never give a fair opportunity for people to expound on their beliefs or their ideologies. I think that you take a lot of small clips and you already have a pre-notion narrative that you want to push. And I think on a side note, I think you're very smart, you're very intelligent because you're profiting off of the conversations and the antics that men who won't even stand on their pivot on what they really believe, they will hide behind the keyboard and kind of support what you're saying because you're projecting a vague.
Got it. That's enough. That's enough there. That's enough there. What I've heard.
You call me feminine and emotional, but
that's enough from what I've heard. I think you stated out your point, and I'm going to just repeat it back to let you know that I understand what you're saying. Okay. You're stating that after of course I cut you off because it was very long-winded and you was like repeating not the same thing, but repeating where my mind is just moving so fast, and I gave you another chance. So respect the fact that you back up here. So one, you came up here again to critique me after you as a man had to just come onto another man's podcast and apologize to the world that you lied. But then you are upset that I'm calling you feminine. Is it not true that how you acted in the previous video was feminine? Yes or no?
No. I think that you lost your emotional control and started being passive aggressive with indirect.
No, I'm not passive aggressive. Women are passive aggressive. I'm aggressive. Listen, stop it there. I'm aggressive. My nature as a man is aggressive. I'm not passive aggressive. I called you feminine. Is that passive aggressive? That's very aggressive. What are you speaking about? Listen, bro. I gave you another chance and I let you speak and get it out. But you came on here trying to critique me. But therefore you're critiquing me by saying that I'm judgmental. Are you not doing the same thing that you're accusing me of?
I'm not.
Are you not doing the same thing that you are accusing me of?
No, I'm telling you.
You said that, listen, with your podcast, stop it there. Hush. Let me give you a lesson about manhood. Let me give you a lesson. Let me give you a lesson. Let me give you a lesson. That's totally fine. I'm going to treat you with how much respect, the respect that you deserve right now. You came on here.
Type of respect I would deserve.
Stop it while I'm speaking. I will have to put you on mute while I'm speaking in order for me to get my point out. And you know what, chat? Most people, I'll put you on mute. Most people, when they cut you off like this, because they're scared of you getting the truth out. He sees that I'm about to expose his flawed thinking. So he's like, wait, no, let me cut him off. Let me cut him off and try to, throw some red herrings out there because he's scared of me getting this truth out. So let's bring it back to what we're speaking about, right? This is your second time coming up here. The first time I had to kick you out. I kicked you out because you was disingenuous is because you lied. This in the first clip, the same things that you accused me of, you actually did yourself. In the first clip, you accused me of being disingenuous. And you accused me of, what else was it? Disingenuous and something else it was. But you turned around and you did your behavior is exactly of what you accused me of in the first clip. You lied in front of me, in front of the audience, and you know that you lied to be right? The second time you came on, you just apologized for lying. That's what you did. But then you're continuing to do the same thing that you've done the first time I had you up. You start to critique me. And your critiques is you're being too judgmental. Meanwhile, you're critiquing me. So you're doing the same thing that you're critiquing me of. Is that not a hypocrite? Is this not hypocrisy? I'm trying to teach you manhood, bro. And you say, oh, bro, don't be calling me feminine. Talk to me like a man. I'm speaking to you how you need to be spoken to. I'm speaking to you how you need to be spoken to. You speaking all of this religious stuff. Saying, bro, oh, yeah, God this, God that. But therefore, you're the one to commit the first lie. Come on now, bro. Is this what we came to? Is this what the world has come to, where you come on another man's live stream claiming that you're a God-fearing man, claiming how cool he is wrong and he's judgmental, he's disingenuous, he's a womanizer? You're making all of these assertions where you're asserting the behavior yourself. You are. Now, let me tell you something. And let me expound on some of the things that you said, the misconceptions that you put out there. You said that I feel or you said think, and which it seems like you're only feeling, you're not actually thinking. But anyways, you said that you think that I am a womanizer and I bring women on a podcast to degrade them and to speak down on them. And I already have a preconceived notion that I want to just get out there. I already have a message that I just want to get out there. Let me tell you that when I do my podcast, the truth is that everything is live and nothing is formed. I have no questions. The chat normally asks the questions. It's just how it is now. When I react to videos, we react to videos that it's normally my first time seeing too, like it is today. So I'm just as prepared as the girls. My team of recruiters, and when we speak to the women, we give them all of the information that they need to have so people can view them in the best light. We tell them, hey, when we do these podcasts, we normally speak in general. So don't take things so anecdotally. Don't think that we're speaking about you. Cooley may say something. This is my team speaking to the ladies too, and I'm saying things too. Cooley may say something where you may feel that he's speaking directly to you, but he's actually attacking your argument. He's not attacking you. We give all the girls the full rundown of actually how the conversation will play out in a way, because this is the way I speak. And I have to give grace because some of these women are young. Some of these women never been on a podcast, so they don't have the decorum and the flow of and the knowledge of how a conversation is supposed to flow on a podcast. So we prepare them to the best of our abilities. We also tell them one mic at a time. We also tell them no cussing for the first hour. We give them all no hijacking the show. We give them all of these rules. We even tell them it will be certain times where Cooley will cut you off because he has to move the podcast forward. Cooley will cut you off to read the super chats. This is what he will do. So get used to it. But if he does cut you off, he's still going to bring it back to you so you can land your plane and stuff like that. We give full transparency. So what you are saying that I bring girls on just to degrade them and stuff, that's incorrect. If you are saying that I am judgmental, we are all judgmental, my dear friend. That's a reality of the world. You're judgmental. You're judgmental about that pink shirt that you're wearing right now. Well, it looks pink from the light. I don't know what color it is. White or pink, well, I don't know what it is, but you was judgmental by putting that shirt on. You had one shirt you could have chose, probably a Prefler shirt you could have chose, but you judged not to put on those other shirts, and you chose to put on that one. You judged if you're in a relationship. You judged that woman. You chose to choose that woman over maybe other options that you had, or maybe if you didn't have no options, that was the only one you had, so you just chose her. So what I'm saying is, in the human experience, in our biology, we have a measuring system. We measure things based off of right or wrong. We measure things based off of, I like this, I don't like that. We measure things off of actual measurements, distance, time, a bunch of things. This is natural to the human experience. God actually tells you to have good judgment, which is called discernment. So even you say that you're a biblical man, but God tells you to have discernment, which is good judgment. And you shaking your finger. Well, do you even know what that means? Maybe Google it before I unmute you so you can say something while I'm speaking, Google it. Because if I bring you back up and you say something nonsensical, it's just going to go far left for you. But let me finish the point. What I'm saying is we all judge. So for you to say that you judge so much, that's dumb to say because you judge too. You're judging me right now. Are you not? So I'll land my plane there and I'll take you off on mute and let's see if you have anything intelligent to say. The floor is yours.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. For one, the last statement you just made, I'm not going to even go to matter energy in that, in the insults kind of thing. It's childish, but you said that God lets us use discernment. That's wrong. We use discernment through the Holy Spirit, which is only if you're saved and you can use, and you're using that from the Holy Trinity from Jesus Christ. Number two, to the point that you were just trying.
What do you mean?
discernment comes from the Holy Ghost. So if you don't believe in God, then obviously you won't be able to use discernment through the Holy Ghost. You can have what they call intuition, but that's not the same thing as discernment. But we can move forward from that.
That is incorrect. You said that discernment.
Discernment comes from the Holy Spirit.
One, you said that discernment comes from you said discernment only comes from the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
To make good judgment.
Not just to make good judgment, but along with other things as well. Yes.
Stop it. We're talking about discernment. Do you know what discernment means?
Yes.
It's the ability to make good judgment.
Yes.
Okay.
Which stems from wisdom.
Oh, it can stem from a lot of things, right? But you said that it stemmed from the Holy Ghost.
The Holy Spirit, yes.
Or the Holy Spirit. So let me ask you a question.
The Bible says
did the Holy Spirit, I got it.
Thank you.
Did the Holy Spirit, was the Holy Spirit in someone to make good judgment, to choose, let's say, something as simple as, for an example, something as simple as
answer your question, yes.
Choosing.
Yes.
So okay, all right, it's something real simple. That's what so even the simple things, the Holy Spirit is always in it if it's a good judgment. That's what you're insinuating.
If you're a believer in Christ, and to add to that point, you have.
Okay, so what if you're not a believer in Christ? Is the Holy Spirit always the one is the Holy Spirit always the driving force of you making a good choice? And making good judgment?
The point I was going to make.
Yes or no to that?
One second. You try to railroad me to answer things that you want me to answer, and I'm going to get to it. Let me just answer the question.
Well, because you said a statement that is entirely just not true.
If you believe in Jesus and you believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, then you are led by the Holy Spirit once you accept all of the Holy Trinity in your life. You use that discernment from the Holy Spirit to make decisions. Now, what the Bible tells us, do not lean on your own understanding. So when I make the statements, like you were trying to say, claim that I was judging you, I'm not judging you. The Bible also says you know a man by the fruit that they bear. So when I see you make videos and content and continuously to depict people's statements from a surface level perspective without giving themselves.
Is it surface level, or are you speaking surface level right now?
It's surface level.
No, because I've been trying to have a deep conversation with you and you cannot do it. You don't have the ability to do it.
Of course I don't, because you won't let me finish the statement. So I'll be quiet and respect your podcast and let you keep speaking over me. Go ahead.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'll let you finish statements, but you've never said anything intelligible at all. So let me just.
So I'll be quiet so you can continue.
Let's go back to discernment. Discernment is the ability to make good judgment. You're stating that the only way someone can make good judgment is if they are guided by the Holy Spirit. Is that correct or incorrect?
I did not say that. I'm not saying that's the sole way, because there is a morality that people have. So if you have standards or you were taught a certain type of way, you can understand it from that perspective. But things known and unknown that you may need guidance and wisdom with.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Can be honored by the Holy Spirit.
Oh, can be for sure, but it's not always, because there's many people that don't believe in God, Jesus, anything. They have different religions. They believe in
the statement that I was trying to make before you interrupted me, and the statement I was trying to complete before you interrupted me to finish that statement was only if you are a believer in Christ, then you can use the Holy Spirit as that tool of discernment. But you didn't let me finish my point.
Okay, the tool of discernment. Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. I mean, well,
and
I'll say this to you, man, Chris, because you're an individual where you must have came back on for a reason, because you've got obliterated in the first debate that we had, and then I bring you back up and you apologize for lying. Then I even obliterated you again by literally pointing out the hypocrisy in your statements.
It's content. So that's, I mean,
no, it isn't. It isn't. I'm not trying to do this. This is who I am. Do you think that I put on a facade and this is not who I am?
I think a part of it is acting. I think
the part of it is acting. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Cool. It's acting. Well, I mean, some of the jokes is entertaining, but I would put it like this. I'll say this to you, Chris. All of the things that I'm saying to you, through this virtual stream. Let me finish. All of the things that I'm telling you through this virtual stream is the same things that I would tell you if we were face to face in person. I wouldn't hold back. I would actually, it would be more aggressive. It would be more aggressive. Let me finish. Right. It would be more aggressive and it would be more imposing on you. That's the truth. You said that I'm passive aggressive. No, if I'm going to be aggressive, there's nothing passive about it. I'm coming at you fully aggressive. So what I want you to understand real quick, Chris.
I don't think making a statement and then getting your feelings and then kicking me off with it is
no one got in their feelings.
No, you did.
That is not a feeling. I was speaking logical, Chris, because you lied and you were contradicting yourself throughout the conversation. That isn't passive aggressive.
Myself, you got passive aggressive, you got emotional, raise your voice and kick me off. That's a feminine trait. So
that isn't feminine.
Yes, it is.
So it's so funny, Chris. You know what, Chris? It's interesting because the man that lied, that had to come in here and to apologize to another man because he lied, the man that's actually being very feminine and has so many feminine characteristic traits, all of these things.
I would consider that high integrity.
If you had high integrity, you wouldn't have lied.
The Bible, we are all flawed. You're flawed right now. You just said that earlier.
Oh man.
You just said that earlier. So another imperfect person.
Oh man. Chris,
another imperfect person.
What's the difference between me and you, Chris? Did I lie to you today?
Have you sinned today?
No, did I lie to you today, Chris? During this conversation and our last conversation, did I lie to you?
I don't know what you lied about. I don't know you personally enough to.
No, Chris. No, Chris. Isn't that hard to understand, Chris?
No,
we had two conversations, Chris. We were having this conversation.
I have not detected a lie from my
point of view. All right, got it. You haven't. Stop it. Real quick, Chris. Chris, calm down. It's okay.
I'm calm, but when you yell, you're not. It's very narcissistic, bro.
Totally fine. I just want to give you understanding. You may think that is narcissistic, but this is aggressive nature. This is aggressive nature. I have to be aggressive with you and lay the law down to you and create order here because you're thinking. The law that I'm laying down is for you to think linear. Your thinking is very tangential. Your thinking is scattered. You don't know how to think straight. So I'm trying to lay the law down to how to think straight. Chris, stop it.
With your womanizing perspective.
Got it. Stop it. Okay, Chris. Got it. Stop it. Listen, what I'm saying here is we're speaking about my character. That's you. You're bringing this up. You're putting my character under the microscope. And within this two dialogues, this conversation and the last conversation, my character through the microscope is I have not lied. Your character through the microscope is that you have lied. Is that not true or is it true?
Yes, it's true.
So within this dialogue, Chris, who's more of a godly man?
Me. You are too. We both are godly men if you believe in Jesus.
Hey, chat, I give up. I tried to give up.
we both are godly men if you believe in Jesus.
Oh, man.
The Bible says, he without sin cast not the first stone. So I'm not here to judge you, but I'm calling out the fruit that I see that you're bearing.
Chris, if you're not here to judge me, can you use that same mindset and say that I am then not here to judge women? I am there to call out the nonsense and the hypocrisy that the women say on the podcast?
To whose standard? I'm asking you, who are you to say that your standard is the cookie cutter standard for every woman to abide by based off
it's of women's standard, Chris.
Who?
Women have these standards themselves, Chris.
Bro, you're speaking as a womanizer, saying on a public platform that Tracee Ellis Ross can only get a certain type of man, that she is feminist, that she has this warped mindset that's going to prevent her from achieving all these things that she could potentially achieve based off of what you believe.
No, Chris, is that not her current reality?
Tell me what her current reality, other than her being single and 52. Tell me where you said that she's not happy.
Chris,
this is a statement you made. You said that she's not happy. You said this one. You said she's not happy.
Stop it, Chris. Chris. Stop it. You need to answer my question, Chris. You need to answer my question. No, stop it, Chris. You're moving away from it, Chris. I'm speaking to you.
What you said. Did you not say that?
Stop it, Chris. Chris, listen.
So when you ask me, then I'm all right, but you can't.
No, you didn't answer my question, Chris. So I'm going to repeat it again for you. Yeah, I know you forgot because you actually didn't answer it. My question is, I said, is that not her reality? Insinuating based off of the previous statement you made that she is unhappy. She can't get what she wants. She has this standard that she cannot meet herself. And she has this standard in men that she cannot get those men that meets the standard. If she's 52, Chris, she stated it. She's 52 years old and she's single and unmarried, but she wants children and she wants a man, Chris. My question for you again, does her reality not prove what I'm saying correct?
No. Your point that you're making is
you're lost, Chris.
No, you're saying this woman is a feminist. You're saying this woman can't get this. You're saying she can only date younger men. And who are you to make this acclaim on this woman that she can only get this? Who are you to say that?
Chris.
Again, like I said to the chat,
Chris, I didn't say Chris, stop it.
You said it. You said it earlier. You said she can only get younger men and they'll only want to clap her. You
Chris,
said they're not going to want
I'm
to commit
saying the things that she said, Chris.
Did you not say that
Chris,
only younger men are going to clap her? You said you said they'll clap her. Most people will, but I won't.
Why did I say that, Chris?
Because you said her choices. You said those are the only men that she could get. You said
no,
that,
Chris. Stop it, Chris.
Hold on. You said an older man. You said an older
Jack
man.
killing you, Chris.
Listen, you said it doesn't matter. My reality is
everybody hates Chris. Oh,
yeah,
Jack.
They do.
Hey, the chat killing you.
I love the hate.
The chat said everybody hates Chris. Oh man, I gotta pull this up.
You said that she was not gonna get a high caliber man because she was not gonna fall up under their standards and their morals of what they want for a woman to lead up under their submission or up under basically their game plan. That's what you said. So you said that the only people that she can possibly date or even get is a younger man. And you said that they're not gonna even take her serious because you said all they're gonna do is clap and then move on. That's it. So essentially what you're claiming is that she's going to die lonely without a man because she's too of age where she can't have a baby and she's too of age where nobody's going to want her because in your brain, from your theologies, that somehow she's just incapable of falling under submission of another man's plan or goal for her life. That's your claim. And
yeah, that's my claim, Chris.
My question is, where do you get the grounds to even make this statement?
Right here, Chris. Everybody hates Chris.
That look like me. I like that.
Hey, Chad, look.
That look like me.
This nigga. Chad killing you right now. Everybody hates Chris.
That's fine.
You know, Chris.
This can kill me because, like I said, at the end of the day, you would talk about every black woman and break down.
Chris. Here we go. Let's go ahead and defeat all your points again, Chris. All right, here we go. Listen, Chris. Incorrect, Chris. So here's what I'll say to you, Chris. So once again, you stated some things here where you didn't come to the right conclusion. You're actually like, I don't know if you're like being disingenuous and you don't want to admit this truth, or you're purposely, or you're just dumb and you don't understand. So let's get back to the point, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. So one, you said that I'm stating these things about Tracee Ellis Ross, and I'm saying
don't
that.
About white women either.
Let me finish, Chris. Don't cut me off. I'll let you speak.
Go ahead, bro.
You're stating these things, and you're pretty much saying that you're making these assertions onto her life of the reason why she's 52 and single and doesn't have any children or a man is just an assertion that you're making. My question to you was that isn't that her actual reality? You said no. It is her reality because she is 52 and she doesn't have any children and she doesn't have a man, but she does want a man and she does want children. She actually stated that she's feeling grief for not having a man or children. So these aren't my words per se. These are her words. She's stating that she doesn't want to date older men. She wants to date younger men. That's what she wants to do. I'm stating that that's all she can attract and that's all she can retain. She can only retain these younger men. She can attract all. Let's stop it, Chris. She has the ability. she's 52 years old, and with male nature, she's not ugly as a 52-year-old woman, but she has the ability to attract older men and to attract younger men that's in their 40s and stuff like that. So these men would still be younger than her. She has that ability to attract them. The thing is, she can't retain the older men. Okay, she only can retain the younger men. So when I'm saying that I'm saying that she's coping, Chris. She's coping, Chris. Mm-hmm. And now you made an assertion. You said that, well, if that's the case, why your girl can't retain you, Chris? Chris, are you in a relationship or no?
I'm happily married. So why?
Oh, and who's the leader in your household, Chris?
Me.
You're the leader in the household, Chris?
100%. But I respect my wife's opinions and her voices.
Okay. The fact that you had to say that after you say, yes, I'm the leader, but I respect her opinions and her voices. This tells me, no, Chris, this tells me that you are scared of your wife, Chris. This tells me that you are scared of your wife. That's what that tells me. The fact that you had to put that in there, oh, well, yeah, I'm a leader in my relationship, but I respect her opinions and her voice. The reason why you have to make that statement afterwards is because you know if she goes home and she watches this, she's going to be like, oh, well, you lead this relationship? Really, Chris? Really, Chris? That's why you have to say that, Chris. Because you're not the leader in a relationship and your woman leads. Your woman dictates everything, Chris. Any masculine man wouldn't have to make a caveat at the end and say, well, I respect her voice and her opinions. No, Chris, you would just answer the question and say, yes, I am a leader, and end it there. Because you know, at the end of the day, the final decision maker is you. So no matter what her opinion or her voice is, you are the final decision maker. But I don't really think that you are the final decision maker. But let's see, I'm going to ask you the question, Chris. Are you the final decision maker in your relationship?
I am.
You are the final decision maker in your relationship. So with you being the final decision maker, why did you stop it there, Chris? Stop it there, Chris. Why did you feel it necessary for you to say, but I respect her opinion and her voice? Why was that necessary to you, Chris?
Because as a God-fearing man, the Bible talks about how my wife is a helpmate and she's a helpmate to me as my wife. So I feel
this nigga Chris read the most feminist Bible ever, bro.
The Bible is not feminine, and I think
it isn't. How do you go back when you reference Bible? Why do you reference the Bible in the most feminine way? Because the Bible tells me to. No, nigga, the Bible tells you the wife is to submit and be subordinate to the man.
I only have one
That's
request,
what the Bible tells you.
I only have one request, bro. I take all the personal insults to me personally, but please don't play the Bible like that. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Chris.
The Bible says we should submit to one another. So I mean, we can do the bantering on each other back and forth. But
someone say you look like Kobe Bryant.
I do. I get that all the time. But the Bible says submit to one another. So if I have a wife and she's my helpmate, there may be wisdom that she say, hey babe, hey honey, I think we should move this way. And at the end of the day, it's my decision to take all of those things in collaboration and then make the final decision. That's why it's God, man, and then the woman and then children. And a person like you who is not married,
you know what, Chris?
Who can't even retain him to marry her.
You know what, Chris? You know what, Chris? You are a poor example of a man, and you're trying to come at my. Well, what are you talking about? Marriage? Does marriage? Let me ask you a question, Chris. Does marriage right now, Chris? Does marriage right now, Chris? Does marriage adhere to biblical principles? Do the law of marriage adhere to biblical principles?
Yes, God.
Chris, you are dumb, Chris. Chris, you are dumb. Does marriage currently right now incentivizes, stop it, one mic at a time, Chris. Marriage currently right now incentivizes the woman to be the head of the household.
I'm talking about spiritually, bro. I stand on the word of God.
Stop it, Chris. Stop it, Chris. Stop it, Chris. Stop it, Chris. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You just lied again. Don't run. This nigga ran. Are you? This nigga ran. I didn't bring him out. Who knows what happened? But I mean, everybody hates Chris in the chat. That is funny. And the thing is, I gave him another chance to come up and speak, But as you can see, you get these certain type of persons that come up here that they suffer from low IQ. He suffers from a few things. One, he suffers from devoid of masculinity. That's the first thing he suffers from. The other thing he suffers from is he's a liar. He was definitely indoctrinated by feminism too himself. I mean, I would say let's just leave it at he suffers from void of masculinity, because as a masculine man, bro, you come up in. Oh, also he suffers from lack of intelligence. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry, Chad. I've been streaming for 3 hours. Homie suffers from lack of intelligence because he has a low IQ. He can't think linear. Thinking is very scattered and tangential. And then he also suffers from a void of masculinity. It's like, it's a sad thing to see as any man. And he comes up here speaking as a black man, but you're a bad representative of a black man. You're a bad representative of any man. A poor representative of any man. But I have my clip guy clip that up. That's going to get some views, like he said. I mean, it isn't anything new. Chris, you're not special, Chris. Let's just be honest. Not special. You're not the only dumb black guy that joined the stream and said some nonsensical stuff and got obliterated. You're not special, bro. It's a lot of you out there. So don't think like, oh, I'm special. I'm going to go on a viral clip. No, you're not special, bro. It happened many times. One of my most viewed videos, actually the most viewed video on all of my YouTube, is me debating a male feminist like what Chris is. So Chris, you are not special. There's many men like you, and I destroy you. I'll destroy you I'll destroy you on all levels. That's the thing. Like on all levels, he'll be destroyed. Intellectually, physically, verbally. Like, just imagine, like, if I can destroy you on all levels, just imagine your girl meeting me. You wouldn't want to bring your girl around me. It's going to be like, oh my God, Chris, this is the man that I hoped you would become, Chris. This is the man that I prayed to God that you would become, Chris. And he's talking about me as a man. No, nigga. Then I checked him. Homie came on stream lying. I said, well, who's more godly? The man that lied? Literally lied. But in this entire conversation, I did not lie. He still goes to say that he's more godly. Hey, yo, you can't make this up. Some men are just as delusional as women. This is why I do blame men for the propaganda of feminism, because men are the ones that voted some of these things into play, and these concepts that don't adhere to reality, they push these things forward. The weak men did this. So I do blame the weak men for his delusional mindset and Tracee Ellis Ross delusional mindset. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. We need order and we need structure. Order and structure. And back in the olden days, Chris wouldn't survive. Chris would have been my slave in the olden days. Oh, poor Chris. Come here, Chris. Go ahead out there. Cook this, clean this. Bring me this, clean my water, Chris. Get these logs and build me this shelter, Chris, or I'm smacking you. In the olden days, Chris would have been my little puppet. I would have had a harem of chicks. And Chris would be like, please, Cooley, can you give me one of your wives? Chris, no. This is all jokes, but this is funny, chat. Like, if you truly think about it, someone so mentally weak and physically weak as a man, I know he's physically weak too because his mental is weak. Someone so weak like that, physically and mentally and spiritually as well, homie definitely doesn't follow the book. bro, you'll lose the competition. He'll lose the competition and he'll be my slave. That's too far back. Let's not go that far back. Let's bring it a little more current. If me and Chris went to the same school, Chris would have been giving me his lunch money. He would have been holding my books. Chris would have been doing my homework.
No Fugazee.
Everybody hates Chris. Chris is the worst type of male that you want to have on any type of team sports. Any type of team sports. Matter of fact, he's the worst type of male you just want to have around. He's going to lie to you. He's going to gaslight you. I know all Chris friends is chicks. All in a friend zone. I'm sure he believes that, men and women can be friends. Sure, Chris, because they don't look at you that way. I'm surprised he got a wife. I mean, these chicks nowadays, you get on one knee. The thing is, he got a wife, but we know that his wife don't respect him, and we know that his wife leads the relationship by what he said. So that is clear. That's pretty clear. All right, man, yo, listen. I do not have enough time to get to the Jesse Lee Peterson clip. I don't know if I have enough time, bro. Let's see. Chat going crazy. But real quick, I'll tell you this. Too many chats for me to read, for me to just look over to see who's a hater or disagrees with anything that I say. But if you are a hater or you disagree with my points of views and my worldview, click the link in the description or that's pinned in the comments. Don't just be a comment warrior. Click that link and I'll bring you on up. I will debate you. So don't just be commenting all crazy. Click the link, come in here and get this smoke. If you think that you can do better than Chris, please click the link so you can get destroyed too. Click that link so you can do my homework too. Yeah, crazy thing is, in school, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I did not like school. I got a high school education. I did not finish college. I did some years in college, but I was playing basketball and I did not like school. I was one of those kids that I could pass a test easily because I could memorize things and, I'll get good grades on the test, but I wasn't doing no homework. I wasn't doing none of that. And in real life, I had other kids did my homework, but it wasn't me being a dictator about it. I was just that nigga that they wanted to do my homework. Hey, Cooley, we need to keep you on a track team. You out here winning gold medals and all of this, man. I'll go ahead and do your homework for you. They wanted to be just like me. So in order for them to fit in, they would offer, I'll do this for you. I'll do that. I'll be like, all right, little homie, come around a little bit. I mean, you could do the homework. Carry my books, little nigga. Yeah, sure, I'll take your books, Cooley. Sure. The difference between myself and maybe some of these other red pill content or manosphere type stuff, I was always that nigga. Always. I had no moment in time in my life where I couldn't get a chick. I had no moment in time in my life where I didn't have any status. I had no moment in time in my life where I got beat up or bullied. I had none of that. I was always this nigga. And you can kind of say, Cooley, be more humble. You normally humble anyway. You don't gotta, talk all greasy. And sometimes you gotta talk that talk because niggas just don't understand, bro. They other thing is this, I'll be honest. A lot of people, they'll see a chink. They think that it's a chink in your armor because, you're not living this lifestyle of what you preach. No, I live every lifestyle of what I preach. I'm a man that has a woman, and we have children, and I protect and provide. Totally live the lifestyle in my life that I preach about. Yeah, that's the lifestyle I live. With that being said, some of these clowns will perceive a chink in the armor because when I'm speaking biblically or when I'm speaking about, certain concepts and stuff like that, certain ideals They think that, oh, well, you have to follow everything that you're speaking to the T. Like you say that you want a woman to have a low body count or to be a virgin, to be pure, but you don't have a virgin. Like, nigga, just because we're speaking this way in a conversation and we're speaking male and female intersexual dynamics, this doesn't mean that my anecdotal life experience is going to follow some, I say, listen, bro, you should try work as hard to be a millionaire. Am I a millionaire? No, I'm not a millionaire. I do not have $1 million in the bank account. I'm not poor. I'm living good, but I do not have $1 million. But do I tell men to strive to be great, to be the best version of yourself and, try to garner as much resources as you can? Yes, I do. Am I on that path of garnering as much resources as I can? For sure. For sure. So the thing is, a lot of these clowns, because they have low IQ, they, instead of taking you seriously, they take you literally. So everything that you say, they take it like literal, like, oh, well, that's everything that you said. Everything should follow your life. But they don't really take you seriously. The reason why they don't take you serious because your worldview is in contradiction to their worldview. You get what I'm saying? Your worldview is the opposite of their worldview, so they really can't take you seriously. They're like, this guy, what is he talking about? So they don't take you seriously, so then they only take you literal. So then they'll start to say like, oh, you're a hypocrite, or oh, you're this, you don't practice what you preach. No, you stupid dork. You just don't know how to active listen and you have low IQ and you don't understand that for this conversation, we're speaking about this in general. And we're speaking about that in general, or we're speaking about this specifically. That's are the naysayers. That's how the haters tend to take you. They take you literal, but don't take you seriously. The supporters, the ones with the higher IQ, and not even all supporters, but just the ones with the higher IQ, they won't take you literal because they can understand in the form of the conversation that you're not speaking like you got everything, but you're having this dialogue. But they will take you serious because they understand that, oh, this guy is smart. He's intelligent because I'm intelligent, so I can measure his intelligence compared to mine. He's speaking some knowledge. So they take you serious, but not literal. But idiots like Chris and other people, maybe in a chat, they'll take you literal, but they do not take you serious. So if you learned anything today, learn that Chris is a liar. And learn that what I just said. All right, man. This podcast is no Fugazi. Oh, wait, let me get to the super chats. We got a few in here. Real quick. Cooley is the standard. Shout out to you. Squeaky clean. Squeaky clean. Or are you a hater? Oh yeah, it could be a hater, or it could be an actual person that is. Well, Cooley is perfect. No, I'm not perfect, man. We are all flawed individuals, but I was. Can I say more perfect? It's kind of like an oxymoron because if it's perfect, it can't be more. But you guys picking up what I'm putting down. Today, I was more perfect than Chris. I'll say that. All right, we got. Melinda G, she says, he's still in his feelings. Yes, Melinda G. Chris was definitely in his feelings. We got Melinda G again supporting the podcast. Shout out to you.
No Fugazi
on that one. She says, the chat is not disappointing. Yeah, chat. I know y'all was cooking Chris in the chat. I know y'all was cooking him. I know. Trust me, I know. I will peep a little bit. I know y'all was cooking him. We got Techie. He says, that's on Carmelo Anthony situation. Hoping to see you and the Saint. MDB collab. Yeah, man. Me and Marquette, we're definitely going to collab up and do the podcast, which we came to agree to a name, the commission, which you guys chose that name, all the supporters via YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everything else. So yeah, we're going to be doing that podcast, and that podcast is going to be dope, bro. Myself and Marquette on the podcast, bro, it's going to be good. But the content is going to be, we're going to give our philosophies on certain things. We're going to react to a lot of content. We're going to have some special guests on the content, some celebrity guests on the podcast, already in the background working on that, and some agreed to it. So, it's going to be a podcast, a joint podcast with me and him. It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be dope. I have high expectations for it. As long as, we can get on a good schedule. And that man is always traveling, man. So shout out to him is like, yeah, let's do it. Because he's on a busy schedule, always in and outside the country. But we're going to make it work, man. We're going to go ahead and put it together and push forth, put a lot of effort into it and, see what happens out of it. All right, chat, I've been streaming for too long and I'm literally starving because right before this podcast, I went to the gym and I did not even eat anything. I only had a shake, a shake that had fruit and certain vitamins and stuff like that. I don't take anything, man. I don't take any proteins or any, creatine or anything like that. Now I'm a solid 205, 205 pounds and 6'4". But anyways, that's my little update on that. I'm out, man. This podcast is no Fugazee. Oh yeah, quick thing. The next podcast is going to be, and all the people in here, we got hundreds of people in here right now. All of the people that's tuning in, watch the clips because I got a lot more clips coming out, and the clips have been going viral, getting a lot of views. So continue to support the podcast. Click the bell icon so you're notified of when another clip comes out. Watch these clips that I put out, man, and comment as well. We need you guys to come together and fully push the content. It will help push the content into the algorithm by engaging. The content doesn't go out there if you're not engaging with it. So one, like this podcast if you haven't liked it, but any clips that you see me posting or the next time I go live, come on and give the podcast a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that bell icon so you know when I'm live next. Support the podcast, man. We need it. We reached 300K. Reached 300K in 2 years. We did it. Pretty good, right? But we need to grow bigger. With that being said, the next podcast debate that I will be doing that's scheduled is going to be Monday. I will be joining teams with Jake from, I think it's called Jake the Rattlesnake podcast. He's an intellectual individual. I met him during DebateCon when I was watched DebateCon, and I was kicking it with Andrew Wilson. I met him. Cool guy. So I'll be doing a debate with him. We'll be teaming up. It'll be a joint debate, so a double team. So me and him debating two other people. And I believe the debate is about, is our gender roles, should gender roles be mandatory in society today? Or is gender roles what's best for society currently? So that's what we'll be debating, meaning that we'll be debating other male feminists just like I just did now. So it'll be other people with a weird beta mindset like that guy, Chris, that I just debated. So I'm saying that it's going to be interesting. You don't want to miss it. And these two gentlemen will be white. They're not black people. So it's going to be male feminists, but they're going to be white. So tune into that. That's going to be a good one. Because I know a lot of people that join the stream, it'll be a lot of black people that join the stream. But listen, color don't got to do with nothing. Feminism has sunk their nasty, greasy hands into all races and all nations and all everywhere, bro. So it doesn't matter on the gender or the ethnicity. If you're a weak male, you will be susceptible to fall into the thinking and the ways of feminism. All right, this podcast was No Fugazi. I think I said that like the 4th time, which means I'm getting tired, so I got to end stream. Peace, y'all. Like the podcast before you go. Actually, Gabby, off. You done. And you want to leave too? This is how our relationship goes. God over man, man over woman, woman over children.